morning from the desert, the world's greatest mixed martial arts organization, back home in Las Vegas for UFC 279, headlined by a fight featuring one of the fastest rising stars we have seen in years, and Hamzat Chimayev taking on one of the most popular UFC fighters of all time in Nate Diaz. All 26 fighters set to hit the scale in a matter of minutes. You are watching the UFC 279 official weigh-in show presented by Modelo. And welcome inside, everybody. As always, it is my pleasure to be joined by the great Laura Sanko, the do-everything Laura Sanko, the great Dean Thomas, coach to the stars, and the two-time champ, the double champ, the Hall of Famer, Daniel Cormier. What a crew we have here today.
It's the OG crew. This is the first. This is the OG crew. But I gotta be honest with you. You know what? I tip my hat off. Did they teach that in journalism school? Where you're like, hey man, Hamzat's real good. Welcome to Las Vegas. Your TV voice is good, dog. You heard it, Dean? His TV voice is really good.
Hey, listen, guys. This is not about me. This is about Dean, who, by the way, is making how many appearances now for you?
I don't remember, but all I know is y'all tried to replace me with them busters. Y'all trying to replace me, but now I'm back and I'm here to stay.
My boy's back, but look at him. Overstayed his welcome. This is fourth time this year on the show. This is your show. This is not an appearance from my boy Dean Thomas. It's the Dean Thomas show.
Well, it is the Dean Thomas show. And his radio sidekick, RJ Clifford, here as well, as always.
That guy.
To tell us a little bit about the... Yes, that's true. Tell us a little bit about the Wheel of Misfortune. Do we have some new... activities?
Yeah, we got a couple new ones. We got we're playing the classics like Dean, but we also got some new ones. You guys know the drill. I'll guinea pig it out of the gate. Let's see what kind of physical pain I'm gonna get into. Out at great.
Oh, the shocker every time.
What a way to start.
Can I just say something?
Please do.
I feel like the shocker has it's
weighted.
Yes, because it always seems to go to the shocker.
Every show. How many times have you done this
Stop.
now?
I think you should hold two of them in your hands.
I'm holding two of them in my hands.
All four, two in each hand.
Even when you know it's coming.
I've lost so many brain cells from this.
It's never not funny.
He always hits the shocker.
Not funny.
All right, RJ's going to be with us throughout the show. Let's take a look at what is going down on Saturday, starting with the early prelims on UFC Fight Pass and ESPN Plus. Two fighters looking for their first UFC win to kick things off in Darian Weeks and Johan Lainez. And in the featured bout, Brazilian Norma Dumont taking on former U.S. national boxing champ Danielle Wolf, making her UFC debut. In the prelims, heavyweights leading off with Jake Collier and Chris Beast Boy Barnett. What a story Chris Barnett is. We'll get to that in a little while. And then Jailton Almeida and Anton Turcali, a catchweight bout at 220. It's the UFC debut for the undefeated Turcali, who is coming into this one on short notice. And then featherweights in the feature bout, Hakeem Dawodu and Juicy J. Giuliani Rosa. On the main card, Johnny Walker, Iwan Kutalava open up on the main card. And then a pair of top 10 women's bantamweights up next. Irene Aldana and Macy Chasson. Kevin Holland and Daniel Rodriguez fighting in a catchweight bout at 180. Kevin Holland's been in the news all week long. In the co-main, Tony Ferguson looking to get back on the right track against the Leech. And in the main event, Hamza Chimayev and Nate Diaz in what could be his last fight in the UFC. Let's bring in our main man, the voice of the UFC. John Anik is joining us now. Man, look how dapper Anik looks. Just awesome. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you guys. Thank you. Yeah, we got television obligations right after the morning weigh, and I did want to acknowledge Laura Sanko off the top because today is the one-year anniversary of the passing of our beloved makeup artist, Susie Freeton, and Laura had one of her scarves made into this white flower for me. So we are wearing that for Susie Freeton today. But yes, we're suited, we're booted, we're ready for UFC 279. Let's go.
Oh, that is awesome.
Make me cry, John.
John, let's talk about this main event, my friend. Obviously, things got very interesting backstage yesterday. Hamzat is headlining a pay-per-view in just his 6th UFC fight. Have you seen anything different with him this week?
Well, I think he's a little bit ornery, but I don't know that flies in the face of previous fight weeks. Been pretty consistent. Certainly physically looks to be in the best shape of his life. I expect it to be a pretty easy weight cut for him today. But this is the biggest spotlight under which he will have ever competed with respect to Gilbert Burns and the magnitude of that fight. This is Nathan Diaz. With Conor McGregor idling right now, healing, Nate Diaz is the bigger superstar in mixed martial arts, and obviously he is in the crosshairs of Hamzat Chimayev. But Chimayev, you know, I've said before, he's the best prospect I've ever seen in mixed martial arts, and certainly has done nothing to sort of diminish that status over the course of his 5-fight UFC run. So I expect him to compete well here tomorrow night.
And we are hearing that it is a rather tough weight cut for Hamzat, so we're certainly keeping a close eye on that this morning. In terms of Nate, one of the legendary figures in this game, a great fighter. Obviously, this could be the end of the run for him in the UFC. Do you sense that he's taking any extra time to kind of soak this in like a quarterback would be playing his last home game?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily look at it that way, but obviously he's had a lot of media obligations this week, and I think he's been very thoughtful in a lot of those appearances. You know, I'm just excited to see him compete because despite what the betting odds may tell you, this is an exceedingly hard man to put away. You know, Josh Thompson's really the only guy that I can think of that has really gotten him out of there. So I'm excited to see Nate try to rise to the occasion, and certainly in his 27th UFC appearance, you know, he has been there, he has done that. I don't expect him to be atmospherically phased whatsoever. So I think Nate will compete well, and you know, I don't know that he's soaking it all in per se, but I do hope it's not his last UFC appearance, to be sure.
Well, he's certainly inhaling a lot in, as he always does, John Anik. Let me ask you about Tony Ferguson, moving up to welterweight for the first time in a decade. Last number I saw was plus 255. I know he's on a 4-fight skid. I know it's been 2 years since he's won. Does that number surprise you at all against Li Jinliang?
No, I think the fight is properly priced. You know, Tony Ferguson realized a lot of success as a welterweight. He told us in the fighter meeting 14-2 for his career at 170 pounds, but he's fighting a bona fide welterweight contender. The Leech is one of the most prolific knockout artists in the history of the UFC welterweight division. Check the record, right? He's got 8 career UFC wins by knockout. So I do believe that the Leech deserves the distinction as the favorite, but obviously I share the enthusiasm of the MMA masses. Excited to see how Tony can do, you know, moving up to 171 here tomorrow night.
All right, here's John Anik, has some work to do. Weigh-in starting in just a matter of minutes. 26 fighters set to hit the stage. Mr. Anik, thank you very much. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes. So the main event is what everybody is talking about. And yesterday, no shortage of excitement during the press conferences. Dana White said it's the first time since he's been involved with the UFC that he basically had to call it off because of all the shenanigans that was going on backstage.
You guys you've got guys rolling up with crews. Like an actual crew of people, 30 deep. That's the problem. It's not just these individual fighters. They've got their entire group with them.
That's the best way. I mean, you gotta have a crew. You know, I have me a crew about 20. You know, I have a crew about 20.
You don't want the other side to have a crew.
Yeah, you don't want,
gotta have a crew. You gotta have a crew.
You gotta bring your cousin, bring your cousin's cousin.
Man, you bring everybody.
You be rolling deep.
Everybody just rolling up. Running up on fools. I like that. I had me a nice little crew when I was the champ. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so low now. I'm 1 deep. But like before, I was like 20, 30 deep.
Well, no, you're not. You're 1.5 deep because you have a little puppy running around.
Oh, yeah, my boy Onyx. Yeah, but outside of that, we rolled deep. And I don't have a problem with it. Because the reality is you come into a fight. Especially when you're fighting the Diaz boys. You gotta understand that dude's always gonna be deep with all of his people. Let me tell you who's the most gangsta out of all of them, though. Kevin Holland. Because he was by himself, and he still was in the mix with all them dudes. That's some real gangster stuff. Kevin Holland he didn't have a crew of dudes.
But Kevin Holland don't really run with a crew of dudes. Nah. And it's crazy too because he talked the most trash. He get under everybody's skin. He's got no chill. He be on the internet getting under everybody's skin, and he don't roll with a crew.
He don't roll because he's confident. He's not scared. You know what Kevin Holland told me the other day, man? Kevin Holland told me where I'm from. I said every fight turns into a wrestling match, even in the streets. He goes, not where I'm from. He goes, if you do that, they'll shoot you in the back. So Kevin Holland is from a different place, man.
Yeah.
Kevin Holland is a crime stopper. Kevin Holland joined us here on the weigh-in show.
He about to weigh in, too.
Yeah, he is. He's ready to go. He's one of 11 fighters who are set to weigh in here. Neither fighter from the main event is ready to go. So we certainly have a lot to get to, including some issues potentially with the weigh-in for Hamzat. All right, thank you to Modelo, the official beer of the UFC, for bringing you the weigh-in show today. Scan the QR code or visit ordermodelo.com to shop Modelo delivery and pickup, and grab a Modelo to enjoy this morning's show. Modelo is a golden Pilsner-style lager that uses premium hops to give it a crisp taste. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. So we are not quite ready yet. And as I mentioned earlier, we're hearing that Hamzat is having some issues trying to shed those final couple pounds, half pounds before weigh-in. This could be a big, big deal if he can't make weigh-in. So certainly a lot of drama here as Kevin Holland, we mentioned he's ready and he's looking good.
You know, Kevin Holland told me the other day, no issue, especially at 180. Right, he's fighting at a catch weight. Took the fight on short notice. He said D-Rod was the one that requested the weight to be this.
179
and a half for Kevin Holland. He said, but the reality is he's going to put it on this dude. He said that Daniel Rodriguez has long talked trash about him. Now you got to answer for it. Kevin Holland said he's going to put it on him bad.
Yeah, I talked to his coach yesterday. He was like, yo, we've been working on distance management. We know what that dude presents, and we're going to put it on him.
UFC men's bantamweight division, Chad and Heliger.
And here is Chad and Heliger, the monster, coming to the stage, Laura.
Yeah, Chad and Heliger was another standout from Dana White's Contender Series. And, man, I love this guy's story because he started his career 2-5.
Official weight 135 and a half.
Started his career 2-5, and now he's coming into this fight on a 10-fight win streak. He made a heck of an impression on the Contender Series, and I expect
this morning
good stuff
competing in the UFC's welterweight
division.
Won his
UFC debut against Jesse Strader in February. And here is Darian Weeks, DC.
Darian Weeks is a guy in the UFC. I actually didn't know I had Darian Weeks, guys. I literally
let me tell you, he had a solid showing in his first two UFC fights, both losses to Brian Barberena and Ian Gary. So he's still looking for his first one.
So understand it now. I know it's in my fighter card notes. Darian Weeks is confident in this matchup because he said he's not fighting those guys. He's fighting a person that he believes that he can beat in Johan. So,
he got a barbershop, too, I think.
He got a barbershop. Now, this is Melissa Martinez. Now, I do know Melissa Martinez. I got to speak to Melissa, and she is just so happy. Not only is she happy about being in the UFC, her entire family is over the moon. She's got a brother that says at some point he hopes to be in the UFC with his sister. This young lady is a proud Mexican fighter. She has tremendous stand-up skill. So you better be aware because
113 and a half.
113 and a half. She's tiny, bro.
Wow.
She's tiny when she walked into the media. Or 114 and a half, sorry. But she is a fantastic kickboxer. Started when she was really young, like 3-4 years old.
All right, next fighter to weigh in, competing in a middleweight prelim live on ESPN News, Dennis Touloulin.
This is all my guys. I know I got this guy, Dennis Touloulin. Now, in his UFC debut, he struggled, right? Got submitted. But that is one of the biggest issues in Touloulin's fight style. He's a guy that's really good in the chaos.
186, the official weight for Dennis Touloulin.
186 for Touloulin. He's very good in the chaos. He hits extremely hard, and when the fight's dirty, he's usually doing his best. Unfortunately, his takedown defense has been one of the issues that he has, and obviously he got submitted in his last fight.
And here is Elise
Reed. I talked to her yesterday. She's in the Army Reserve. She's leaving Sunday for 14 days to continue her training for the reserve. She's been doing Taekwondo since she's 6 years old. She got a right hand that I would put up against anybody's right hand.
115 and a half, the official weight for Elise Reed.
In the UFC in terms of precision and frequency in which she throws it. She's a standout.
Making her fourth UFC walk on Saturday, looking to even her record at 2-2.
All right, next athlete to weigh in the UFC's light heavyweight division, one half of our pay-per-view main card opener, the Hulk, Iwan Cutelaba.
You know, for Iwan Cutelaba is a guy that, for a long time, I feel as though he has all the potential in the world, but he just can't seem to string things together to make a run. He's physically gifted. He has good wrestling. He has good striking. He's a fun guy also.
205 and a half, the official weight for Iwan Cutelaba.
Now, Iwan is so fun, and he does enjoy putting on the show, but at times I think that cost him. In this fight with Johnny Walker, he can put on the show. He has a willing partner. But this dude has got all the abilities.
One of the stars of the card
that.
Competing in the co-main event, the 14th ranked UFC welterweight contender, the Leech Li Jingliang.
We've got Li Jingliang coming up here, and man, this is a huge opportunity for him. A real big name finally standing across from him in Tony Ferguson. Let's hear the weight. Oh, he wants his arms down. Those arms down. Apparently, if you flex, you
he's a nice dude.
He is.
So
he's a happy guy.
Oh, he's smiling.
170.5.
170.5.
What's crazy too is like when I was reviewing his fights before this,
Leung.
I don't think I ever gave enough respect to how sophisticated his striking is.
He's good. Also,
his
man,
footwork.
hey, hats off to the Leach for his suit yesterday. He didn't get the word in the press conference. He looked good, though.
He looked so disappointed. I was like, nah, come on back with me.
Right?
That was a brand new
Hopefully,
suit,
you
man.
can wait until the post-fight press conference.
My name is Johan Linus. I'm fighting out of the XPN Center, and I want to ask you, which Canadian are you the most exciting about to see next year?
Did he say DC?
I mean, I think it was just openly tossed to all of us.
Okay, go ahead. Who's the most?
No, you can go, DC. Why don't you take the stage?
Who's from Canada?
Let's go to the scale, competing in a
I'm
prelim in the
going to
welterweight
say I'm
division.
excited to see Johan Linus. He
Linus.
is from Canada. Another Contender Series standout in Johan Linus. That was great. He won his contract last year on season 5. Debuted against Gabe Green. Had a lot of good moments in that fight.
Official weight 171 for Johan
Had a
Linus.
lot of good moments in that fight. Actually knocked Gabe Green down. But
Yeah.
his gas left him, and he admits to that. He owns it. So
He
he made a
thinks
lot
he's
of
gonna
changes.
put it on weeks.
He does. He feels
Yeah,
like
All
he's
right, next
gonna
fighter
come
to
here
the
and
scale,
have a great
competing in the
performance.
middleweight division, Jamie Pickett.
DC, what's wrong with these cats, man? I saw him in the lobby yesterday, and he said, man, last time I fought, you said I was going to lose.
See,
and
bro.
I was like, I ain't say it. He's like, yes, you did. And I did say it, but that ain't the point.
But I did say it.
The point is that he's not supposed to come up to me and say this. No. But what makes it even worse is the time before I saw him, I thought he was Khalil Roundtree.
Official weight 185.5.
But he's here to show and prove. He said last time he had 9 days to train. Now he says he's in shape, and he's going to put it on this boy.
Dude, I don't understand what's going on with fighting.
All right, next
man.
fighter
Why-
set to
No, now
compete
they
in the
come on,
bantamweight
I'm out here
division.
doing a
They
job.
take it very
Anton
personally.
Turcali.
They listen to everything too.
Everything.
Who's that? Anton Kaley. This guy comes with a lot of experience. The Mongolian Knight. He's 15-8, but a lot of those losses came early in his career. Since then, his only loss in the UFC has been to Casey Kenny, and his last time here, he stopped Kevin Chrome in 47 seconds.
135 for Alatung Haley.
Got a powerful overhand right hand too.
All right, guys, this is a rarity to have a non-title fight headlining a pay-per-view, but we have had some good ones in the past, some really good ones. So we asked you to come up with some of your favorites, and Sanka, we'll allow you to go first. And so often you have to follow these guys.
Thank you.
You're going first.
Ladies first. For me, it is UFC 244, and I'll tell you why. Because there are some epic non-title pay-per-view main events, but none of them did they make a belt for. None of them had The Rock award the belt, and none of them had the President of the United States show up at Madison Square Garden to watch these two badasses battle it out for a completely made-up belt, which was a lot of fun. So to me, I mean, all those X factors make that one the best one.
It was a good fight, but it's like grabbing a low-hanging fruit. Like, I mean, don't they you do a little research?
Technically, it wasn't.
Are you really gonna call me out?
Yeah, bro,
on
like,
doing
come on, man, do a
research?
little homework. Let's do some research.
Somebody
All right,
call
my
Dominic
turn.
Cruz,
Hey,
please.
no, you want to do a little research?
Whoa.
Let me go back a little bit further. Go back to UFC 183. You had the wrong Diaz, Larasenko. You had the wrong Diaz. Nick Diaz versus Anderson Silva. Remember, guys, this one right here. Laura, I went back to 2015.
He's laid down.
It was on January 31st, 2000. See that? Look, he laid down in the middle of the octagon. Not only that, but him and Anderson actually fought. Look at the boxing of Nick. I mean, these guys were going at it. We had dudes fighting in a time where the stars were big enough that you didn't have to create a title in order to let them main event the pay-per-view. This was tremendous. This building was on fire. It was at the MGM Grand, the home of fighting Larasenko. How do you miss that?
I'm just so excited that you're finally researching something. Congratulations.
Hey, dude, again, Laura, low-hanging fruit. Do better. Go.
Oh, thank you for calling me, Producer DC. Two Pride legends, Pride champions, Shogun Hendo,
Henderson, San Jose.
UFC 139.
San Jose, baby.
That's the one. That's the one. It was awesome on paper. Arguably the greatest fight in UFC history. Hall of Fame fight. back and forth. It was so good. It was so nice. They had to do it twice. The rematch was just as good as the first one. I don't even remember
as good
who
as the
won.
first one.
I remember who won. But it was that good of a fight. Two guys that were absolute legends in Pride, carried the legend into the UFC, absolutely delivered. Blood and guts war. Vintage performance by both guys. Beautiful.
UFC had just bought Strike Force. First time I sat front row for an event, I still think that's one of the greatest fights I've ever seen in my entire life.
Incredible.
I tell you what, they're talking about low-hanging fruit and cherry picking. Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. I had to go there because that was redemption for my boy Dustin. That was redemption for my boy Dustin. And it was over there in Abu Dhabi. I remember being there. And Dustin seemed like he was struggling a little bit at first. But then he started to come back. And he started putting hands on Conor, and no one could believe that. And then when he slumped Conor and put Conor out, boy, that thing was incredible. Was this the third one? I think this was the third one.
Yeah, that last clip was the
Yeah, this was like the last. That's when he broke his leg. But the second one, when they were in Abu Dhabi, and he slumped him.
Oh yeah,
and he left him sleeping in the corner of the back.
That's a more recent one that actually should get chosen. Good job.
Yeah, all right.
Dan Helly.
They made it.
I'm really hoping that you can approve of my pick
Appreciate
here.
yours.
UFC 196, McGregor.
That's the good one.
Diaz.
That's the good one.
Okay, this
With
is
a bit of a caveat, but go ahead.
Oh, there's a caveat?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, listen. One of the all-time greats in terms of fan favorites in Nate. One of the all-time greats in terms of pay-per-view buys in Conor McGregor. And Nate just took care of business the first of two fights in this one. And you talk about what makes a great fight, right? What makes a great fight? A great finish like this makes a great fight.
Helly, great pick. But you didn't even pick the better fight between the same two guys. The rematch was better.
I wanted the first one. I wanted to give you guys a chance to take the rematch.
Helly, the rematch was better. RJ, would you agree?
Yeah, but you didn't get the I ain't surprised.
Yeah, but the rematch was a better fight.
I would say it was a better fight.
Yeah,
the better moment was
about?
Diaz coming off of the couch.
The crazy thing is, and the second fight sold more. It was a better fight. Everything was just bigger and better.
It may have been one of the most iconic sound bites of all time. I'm not surprised.
So you're picking fights
in that fight.
So you're picking fights based on sound bites now. That's like what we're doing.
We're picking on the whole deal.
I thought what Laura did was bad.
Pay-per-view
what you did is much worse.
The finish, sound bites.
It's not just the fight. It's the lead up to the fight. It's the setting of the fight. It's the fact that there's a belt involved.
How many holy shit moments is how I view how good a fight is? How many times did I stand up and go, holy shit?
All right, Johnny Walker.
We'll get back to this.
This is a weigh-in show. We'll get back. Johnny Walker coming to the scale right now.
So when Johnny Walker first stepped on the scene, when Johnny Walker first stepped on the scene, he was smashing everybody 3-0. But then the last couple of years, he said he's been tainting himself with a supplement that had him a little screwed up that he was allergic to.
So you've been taking some, taking some shit and it ain't working?
Yeah.
What?
I was listening to that. I was like, I take CBD every day.
Yeah, he said he was allergic to a substance in the CBD.
And it made him hallucinate.
And then it messed him up.
He said THC and CBD though,
yeah,
right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, the THC.
Yeah, that's a little different.
But you gotta stay away from them drugs, man.
Well, he said now all he do is just, you know what I'm saying? He said now he just work on his craft. So, like, he's good now.
He's talented. He's got all the physical gifts. This guy's like, Johnny Walker is massive. He passed by me in the hallway the other day. He don't speak to me, by the way. Like, Johnny Walker says no words to me because I was kind of hard on him when he was just standing there. Like, he was losing one fight and he wasn't doing enough. So I was like, this dude is tripping. Well, and you don't really say nothing. He just walked right past me.
He came out of the gates so quickly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. He can't live up to that.
He was so spectacular in the way that he won his first
There were people saying, like, oh, this is a guy that's going to beat John Jones. That's a lot to try to live up to while you're sort of figuring out your game on the fly against all these killers.
Well, let me ask you, what do you guys think this main event is going to live up to? There have been so many great non-title fights and big pay-per-views. What are you looking at in this one, and what will it take to make this an all-time great fight? Does Nate have to win going out?
Nope, Nate doesn't have to win. Nate has to be competitive because he's so far at a disadvantage in terms of what the public thinks he's going to do in this fight. Everybody thinks he's going to get murdered. So if he's competitive, which I think he will be, which I think he has the ability to be competitive, and he can make it a dog fight, I think that this fight will live up to the expectations of being a good fight as opposed to what many people think is going to be a massacre.
Imagine a world where maybe kind of deep into the fight, Hamzat shoots, Nate gets put on his back, and he snatches up a triangle and finishes this fight. Like, that's the world. Can you imagine living in that world? That's the world where the fight is going to live up to expectations, as you asked. As it is on paper, it's tough to make that case. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen.
No, I know.
Don't roll your eyes at me.
No, I'm not rolling your eyes. I was rubbing my eye. No, that'd be crazy.
It's unlikely to exist.
You know what's insane, though? You know what's insane? What makes it a great fight is one thing. Seriously, Nate Diaz did not fight Leon Edwards good. He hit him, bop, bop, pointed at him. Hey, wow, that was a great fight. That's like all we talk about.
When they show clips of the fight, that's all you see.
That's all you see is him hitting Leon. Boom, boom. Oh. Guys, it doesn't take much. So if Nate can have moments, a few moments, people will be like, wow, Nate did really, really good. He's one of those guys where wins and losses don't matter. And I mean, he has
next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim in the UFC's heavyweight division, the prototype, Jake Collier.
We've got Missouri's own Jake Collier, and he's actually back in St. Louis. So Dakota Bush trains with us in Kansas City during camp, but when he's at home, he trains with Jake Collier, and Jake said that training with a smaller guy like Dakota, they've spent a lot of time together. Dakota's kind of been helping him brush up on some of the...
oh, my God.
265, the official weight for Jake Collier.
What is it, middleweight?
Yes, I swear to God, like, I saw him, we did a fight meeting with the other day, and I was like, man, he looks so familiar.
Yeah, he did.
But I've called this fight at heavyweight also.
Yeah.
But you always forget the 185-pound Jake Collier.
He was a middleweight.
He was tiny.
Yeah. He did the reverse Jared King.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, to my point.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz has to have moments, and they can be as spread out as you need them to be. If he has a few moments, everybody's going to remember that and go, wow, that was a great fight. He just can't get beat up the entirety of the fight. And I don't know if I'd probably feel a bit uncomfortable watching that. If it went 15 minutes and it was just Hamzat beating him up. Because I remember when Rory McDonald beat Nate. And that was a bit uncomfortable because he was too small. Rory was throwing him down, picking him up, slamming him. You remember how bad Rory beat him? It was like,
but I think that's possible that can happen in this fight. But Nate, I think people are underestimating his guard game.
Yeah.
His guard game will keep him alive. It's going to keep him from getting beat up too bad, and people forget about that.
When he says it, it sounds smart, but when I say it, you roll your eyes.
No. Well, the problem is, like, even on the non-title fight main events, the only one that made a good point was Dean. That's crazy. I'm still thinking about that.
I told you that he was going to turn on you.
No.
And you didn't believe me.
We started this show on really good terms.
Well, because Heli said some dumb stuff. Like, Heli, it's easy to come together on Heli because he says dumb stuff all the time.
Here's
our moment.
The scale.
Yeah, everybody watch right now. I told you DC hates Heli.
Juicy J. News in the featherweight division.
Listen,
he is Juicy J. Julian Erosa.
Of actual fighters, like legit fighters to the core, you do not have a better guy to watch than Julian Erosa. He is the biggest dog when he goes out there and fights. I mean, and this is a guy who has been scrapping for his entire career, like third time in the UFC. But when you get this, when you watch him fight, you get the sense he's really putting it all together. He's got two in a row, 4-1 in this last UFC run. He's really starting to put it together and doing really well.
It's hard not to be happy for a guy like Julian. Man. Yeah, when you go through all that he's been through to get back here and to be here in this moment, it's amazing to watch these guys. Because it's so easy to give up on your dream, right? You come here, you think, oh, I made it. And then you have to go back and rebuild it.
Twice.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
He got cut twice?
He got cut twice. This is his third stint in the UFC. Yeah. That's a guy, man, I love that type of...
Great story of perseverance. What? You're looking over here like you have something that you want to say.
Well, you were kind of going, you didn't know that. Only Laura knew that.
Yeah, no. Sanko. What does that say right there?
The producer's telling him in his ear.
Twice cut.
For he knew it.
4-1 in his last
fight. My boy does like 10 hours of prep. Yeah. Guys, I know I give Heli a hard time, but this dude turned down the round of golf yesterday because from 2 to 10 last night, he had to do his prep work for the show. So great job, Hellcat. You're the man.
And then he ghosted me and didn't text me for 10 hours. Invites me to play golf, doesn't call me back. Hey, we're still waiting on 12 guys to weigh in. At this point, somewhat unusual, including 3 out of 4 from the main and the co-main event. Tony Ferguson is here, we're hearing right now. Cause for concern at all for you when you hear that?
A little. Yeah, it's definitely unusual that we have this many fighters not weighing in, especially... I don't love it for the main event because we talk about this all the time on the show. When you're the main event fighter, you want to have as much time to rehydrate as possible. And we're not seeing that.
I don't think Nate. I don't think it's worrisome for Nate.
No, I agree with that.
Because Nate's not that big at 170.
Hamzat's huge.
Very worrisome for Hamzat. I interviewed him the other day on my YouTube channel.
Saw it.
Strong, bro.
Yeah.
He's so dense. He grabbed me. I was like, this dude is strong.
Yeah, but then you got to wonder where his focus is. I mean, like, he getting in fights yesterday. He almost fought Paulo Costa at the.
You know what the problem also is? You know what the problem also is? If you don't really respect the challenge as much, you might go, oh, I can stay a little heavier. I can suck this weight off and feel bad on the scale.
Do you think he really believes that, though?
Bro,
I mean, let's listen. It's Nate Diaz. Anything can happen.
I think he does.
I said, hey, he kept telling me, he kept going, brother, I'm going to kill this guy,
I saw that.
Yeah. I go, so why would people watch? He goes, people want to watch someone get killed, brother. Everybody love watching somebody get died.
You just started
like, no. Faces of death here. Jesus.
I said, no. With a straight face, bro. Like, he thinks he's going to, like, just demolish Nate. So, and I'm telling you, as an athlete, and I've done it in wrestling, I've done it in fight, you don't respect the challenge ahead of you, like, I don't care how I feel on the scale. They can drag me up there. I can step on the scale and just get drug off. If I have time to recover, I'll beat this guy.
Could you sense at all there were any concerns about it, weight issues? You talked to him 2 days ago? Or?
Yeah, I asked him what he weighed. I think he might have said he weighed 84 kilos.
Don't forget that, like, in Fight Island, when he fought Li Jingliang, he did not. I mean, he was some tricks on that.
Well, he said they
next
called.
athlete to the scale, one of the men around whom this fight card was built. The former UFC interim lightweight champion and the mixed martial arts legend, El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson.
You know, Tony Ferguson, man, he's a massive star. He told me the other day he was going to throw a chair at me in the fighter meeting.
The official weight for
don't even know.
Tony Ferguson.
Why would he do that? I was just going to say, man, I thought he sounded okay all week, but that's just crazy.
I agree with you. I was going to say that.
Didn't he sound okay all week? He sounded happy.
He
sounded like he's in a good place.
Maybe it's not with you.
Well, because Habib's still ducking him.
Oh.
That's what.
That's
so it's like, because I'm Habib's friend, he said Habib's still ducking him. He told me he's going to throw his chair at me. He's like, let me finish, DC. I'm about to throw my chair at you. I was like, really?
He would, too.
Hey, remember what I told you, man? These boys starting to forget.
They forget.
You got to let them know you the
like, what's going on, man?
Listen, we
I'm about to start running up on fools and get choking them.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're going to do.
I'm about to start running up on these dudes,
me
man.
Me and DC going to start running up on people.
I'm telling you,
because we sit behind the desk.
Yeah, they want to come at us like that.
Yeah.
Dude, El Cucuy's 38, man. He's almost as old as you are. He doesn't forget. He's been around for a minute.
You know, thing about Tony Ferguson is he'd have fought me back then. He'd fight me today, too. He's crazy. He don't mess around.
He's been so happy all week bouncing around. I actually saw him at the hotel. He was fist bumping the elevator operator. Like, he was good, man.
He's in a better mood than I've ever seen him this week.
He's not cutting weight either.
Yes, clearly.
Maybe that's why he's so happy. But he is always exciting, and we have a ton of exciting fighters on this card. We're going to be talking some of the more exciting fighters of all time, and certainly Hamzat Chimayev is on his way to that all-time list.
There's the tap. Wow. Hamzat Chimayev by submission.
There he goes. It's another win for Hamzat Chimayev.
Oh! Just like that, Hamzat Chimayev, one and done.
Performances of the night, Hamzat.
I think I will get the bonus in this fight also, because I go in the cage to kill somebody, not like just win the fights. That's why people like me. I finish everybody. I have knockouts, I have submission, I have ground and pounds finish. I like to fight and take my money, smash somebody.
All right, let's go top 5 most exciting fighters in the UFC right now. We'll start with Laura saying.
Yeah,
all
let's
5?
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's keep
your top 5.
Ladies first.
You can do 6. You know you're overachieving.
Maybe 7.
I'm gonna go 1 to. No, I'll start at the beginning. I'll start at 5. At number 5, I have Justin Gaethje. He's a guy.
No brainer.
5.
Yeah.
No brainer.
It gets better from there. I mean, anytime that guy fights, I'm gonna watch.
Agreed.
No argument there. Charles Oliveira. Never would have said this about him a few years ago, but now he is must-see TV. He's finishing guys left, right, and center. Then Yuri Prochazka. I mean, when you look at his topology, makes no sense. No one should have 25 of their 28 wins via knockout at that level. It is insane. So I put Yuri Prochazka at 3. Shavkat Rakhmonov. That man gives me chills.
The tenor in your voice changed when you said his name.
Yeah, it went up a notch.
I've never interviewed him. I've never spoken to him. But I feel
I can see the goosebumps right
I
here.
feel like I would get nervous.
But you want to.
But I want to. He's 16-0. He has a 100% finish rate. I mean, it's Hamzat Chimayev right on his heels, and I have Hamzat at 1 for obvious reasons. I mean, we're going to talk about it the whole show, but unbelievable.
So I went a different direction. I'm going with Molly McCann.
Meatball.
Yeah,
Okay.
Meatball.
Okay.
Because of the way she commands after a fight, before a fight, like she controls the entire arena whenever she's in the building. So I got to give her props for that.
She's got a trademark move now.
Yeah, trademark move, her elbow. So, and then I got Justin Gaethje. His name speaks for itself. The man is just violence in a bottle. Then I got Lando Venata. He can do it all.
I almost put him on my list.
He's wild.
He's good.
I had to put him on. I couldn't leave him off. I got Michel Pereira. I mean, he's another one. Just wild, crazy, psycho. So I had to put him on. And then lastly, Charles Oliveira. Had to throw him on because he's so dangerous. He's so violent from every position. I couldn't leave him off.
All right.
Nice job.
Good list.
You're very smart, but
Deep into the bag
wrong.
there.
Very smart, but wrong. You want the top 5 most exciting fighters in the UFC? Here, I got them for you.
Okay.
Francis Ngannou, the heavyweight champion of the world, is excitement personified.
Remember when he fought Derek Lewis? That was scintillating.
He knocks you out. One fight. One fight. Hey, so you're telling me and no one on your list has a bad fight? You're crazy.
That
No one on my
was
list.
the least
Not
exciting
that
fight
You're
in history.
crazy. Francis Ngannou. Look, the knockout of Stipe Miocic, head flew off the building. The knockout of Alistair Overeem. Get out. This dude's the baddest man on the planet. Number 4, Max Holloway. What are we doing?
put him on my
Max
list. I
Holloway
did.
threw
I
1,000 punches in a fight.
No argument
He
there.
talks. He's laughing. He's joking. Max Holloway. Number 3, the Diamond, Dustin Poirier. He's always in fun fights. Think back to the Alvarez fights, the McGregor fights, the Gaethje fights. What are you guys doing? What am I here for?
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. That's the top 5 fighters. And they also win. You can't just be average. You can't just be exciting and average. You got to be good.
Why are you tearing people down so bad?
I'm over it, bro. I was like, what am I doing here? Like,
salty today.
I love how he adds rules to the
well,
list
I'm old,
as
right?
it goes
So, like,
along.
I didn't know winning was a part of the
as
criteria.
I
Here's the new parameters I've made up right now.
As I age, I'm getting like more grumpy. Because I'm like so smart. It's like
It says exciting. Top 5 most exciting.
So you're telling me these guys aren't exciting?
They are, but
You can be exciting and win.
Here's the deal. That's a great list. I'm a big enough person to tell you that's a great list.
The
A lot of
best
guys-
There can be more than one great
Could
list.
you say
is what
it's the
Sanko's
best
trying to
list?
say.
Would you say it's the best list you've heard to this point?
No, I would not. But I'm a
We
big
saved
enough.
the best
I
for
wouldn't say
last.
it out loud because I'm not a jerk.
RJ's not either. I
We
want to hear
got the
RJ's.
best right here. You guys ready? I didn't go. I went with the obvious ones. I didn't
Yes.
do a Dean. I didn't overthink it. That's not really my thing. I don't think I know.
Yeah, Dean,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dean's like the kid in the front of the
You guys
class.
are shocked about this. Dustin Poirier, number 5.
Yep.
The wars that he's been in, the back and forth that he's in. Yep. Charles Oliveira, again, would he be in that? You say he would have been on that list before. I mean, his fights were still amazing.
Yeah,
he either
he just lost.
He either destroyed you or he got destroyed,
yeah.
right? He's the glass cannon, right?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get torpedoed.
Look at another.
Conor McGregor. How many boring fights has he been in?
He hasn't been in boring fights.
He hasn't
but, like,
been in any, right? It's same thing. He's also and also the holy shit moments, right?
Yeah, he's
Knocking
very
out Jose
exciting.
Aldo in 13 seconds, maybe the craziest thing I've ever witnessed in my
You have
life.
a great list so far, RJ.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yuri Prochazka. Small sample size, but it's been amazing the way that he was able to get a title shot and off of that title fight that he had. They're going to redo it again. Beautiful. And my number 1, I was tempted to just do Justin Gaethje 5 times.
Yeah, him and Highlight.
You know what I mean?
Come
So
on.
you and I have like a lot of the same
I
I
people.
mean, y'all
Embrace
got
again.
almost the same list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Think about this. The most boring Justin Gaethje fight was probably his knockout of Vic. Like a
Right.
1-minute knockout. Like that's probably his most boring UFC appearance.
Can I ask you a question? In all honesty, is DC hiring you to do his lists? I mean, we know, like,
He
he doesn't
used
do
to
any
be my
homework.
research.
Are you doing his list now?
He used to be my researcher. He doesn't anymore. Tell him, you don't do my research anymore.
Is this out in the open?
Yeah, like, he doesn't do it anymore.
So I was told by our producer when I started doing your research, she's like, all right, we're going to do some research, but don't tell anybody. Like, we want this to be a secret, right? I'm like,
It's in the
okay,
open.
yeah, no problem. I told nobody. Over the course of a few months, I had 10 people be like, oh, you're doing DC's research
No,
now.
you know why?
Oh, you're doing DC's research
You know
now.
why? Because they were all
you
like-
told everybody.
Yeah, because they're like, what are you? It's all gotten so good. I'm like, call RJ. If you're rich, you can afford him because it's expensive as shit. I was like, if you got money, you can afford this dude because it's expensive, but he's really good.
He is. He is really good. You know who else is really good? Hamzat Chimayev. 5 fights, 5 wins, 5 bonuses. Dude's a stud.
Now let's go.
Burns expected a frantic pace early.
Chimaev's got to try to control himself. There's a lot of hype behind this fight.
Oh, Chimaev hurt him. Good right hand by Gilbert.
Oh, and a jab now from Burns.
We're already seeing Chimaev tested far more than any other fight so far in his UFC career.
Oh, good combination from Chimaev.
Yeah, I mean, this is a giant step up to go all the way to the #2 guy.
Bro, stressa inte! Snap! Jag kommer jobben!
Oh, wow. Straight right hand drops Burns. Oh,
Gilbert trying to survive.
Chimaev. Burns trying to fire back.
Trying to swing from his back.
Powerful jab, sat him down.
That's a nice right hand connection from Chimaev.
Beautiful low kick.
Good jab from Burns.
That got Chimaev's attention. We're getting to round 2.
Wow. That's a fight.
Stressa inte. Jobba med dina raka slag, Hamza. Finta jabben mer och sen in med höger. Finta ditt jabb mer och sen in med höger.
I could make that fight easy, but I make that fight dogfight.
Oh, nice check right hook.
I just going forward and punching him. A lot of blood.
Oh, the 1-2 from Chimaev.
For me, it was me and Gilbert's head, you know. I take his head off his head.
Oh, Gilbert clipped him in the left.
Oh, and an uppercut for Burns. Chimaev backs up.
Oh,
he got cracked. Oh, now Gilbert Burns. He's down against Chimaev. Big elbows from Burns and a takedown for Hamzat.
That was close.
I was believing too much power, and I didn't follow what my coach said to me.
Hamza, du måste lyssna nu. Slåss inte med han! Slåss inte med han!
Hamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns. As intense as any non-title fight I can ever remember.
Young lions hunt with no patience. Relax a little bit. Think about what you're doing.
Chimaev starting to tee off.
Create the openings. Don't force it.
This is madness, Joe.
It's wild.
Burns still throwing fire. Blood in that right eye causing issues.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Gilbert's throwing hammers.
This is the craziest fight that I have ever called.
It's force and power in front of intelligence and smart fighting. And that will come.
Body kick for Hamzat.
You haven't even seen what he can do.
Hamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns go the full 15.
Wow, what a fight.
And for those wondering whether or not Hamzat Chimaev had the ticker to go with all of the dominating skills, he has that.
If you are going to be a legend, you have to put yourself in danger, yeah? And danger means that you have to fight the best all the time. We accept the challenges of fighting anyone, anywhere.
Dean, I want to start with you on this one. How important was that Gilbert Burns fight for Chimaev after not getting past the second round in any of his fights prior to that?
That fight was so important for him because up until that point, he had this confidence about him that he thought he was God, that he thought he couldn't be touched, he thought he couldn't be hurt. But then I remember talking to him after that fight in the post-fight interview, he was humbled. He realized that he was human, and he realized that he has work to do. He was like, I got work to do. He realized he wasn't head and shoulders above everybody in the welterweight division. That fight was a lifesaver for him.
I thought it was very important for his development. One, because he showed at a very early stage in his career that he can go with one of the best guys in the world. Gilbert Burns is #2 in the world. We're not talking about just some random dude. He fought for a championship and has been an absolute killer since going up. But what it also did was, like Dean said, tells you you're not invincible. And tells you you're not invincible without taking a loss. In most cases, you learn your mortality in fighting through losing. He was able to learn that but still win. So you imagine he'll be better going forward because of it.
I think that this fight for Nate would have been so much better had he not fought Burns first.
Yes.
Because he would not have learned those lessons. He would have had to learn them off of Nate Diaz, which would have been a very, very tricky thing to do. Now he's gone through that fight. He knows he can take a punch, but he also knows that he can get hit clean and will get sat down.
Dropped, yep.
He knows that he's got to manage his gas tank and that he has a tendency to get drawn into a brawl, which again, had that Burns fight not happened, Nate Diaz could have done that to him. So I think, unfortunately for Nate, you're going to have a more mature, more well thought out. But this is 5 rounds, you guys. 5 rounds. Can you learn in one fight how to manage a championship level fight?
It's so his personality too, right? To get drawn into those types of fights. It's like
presser.
it is his personality. Like,
everywhere.
if you're fighting Hamzat Chimayev, I would always say fight his ego, right? Just go forward and be like, come on. From the moment they start, be like, let's go. You know how sometimes fighters hit their gloves or they hit each. Do that to him right away. He will stand right in front of you. He'll fight you because it's his personality and everything that he does.
But one has to wonder how much did he learn? You're talking about him maybe not taking Nate as seriously. So
well, that's what I think is that
right?
he might be. You can still underestimate Nate. Like you could still realize those things and then be like, but Nate's the easy fight. So like he can't do that. Like, hopefully he doesn't do that because then that's when he's going to run into problems.
And we are, just a reminder, since this is a weigh-in show, we are still waiting on Chimaev to weigh in, hearing that it is very tight in terms of making weight for him. Daniel Rodriguez is on the scale right now.
D-Rod headed up to the scales, took this fight on slightly short notice, so we've got to catch weight here. He said the other day on Wednesday that he woke up on weight, so I don't imagine we're going to have any issues here. Looking a slightly less cut than usual, but this guy is all action when he fights. He has, let's hear the weight. I was going to say it.
Well, we missed it.
Well, 179. I see it up in the corner. Made weight. He has the highest significant strike rate in UFC history. That man right there lands 8.24 strikes per minute, which is wild.
Insane.
It is wild, especially in that division.
And remember, that's the catch weight.
Yeah, this is, I love Malaginho. Jailton. I mean, Alan Joban put me under this guy, so I've been watching him, and he's something else. I mean, this guy comes out, and he is just a physical specimen. He can fight in 2 different weight classes, whether that's heavyweight or light heavyweight. He's 16-0. All 16 wins have been by finishes. He's from Bahia, and that's the birthplace of Samba and Capoeira. So he's very charismatic, and he embraces those Afro-Brazilian roots. So when you see him, like, he's always dancing. And dancing, and he's like, he's a very...
216.5, the official weight for Malaginho, Jailton Almeida.
They're fighting at 220, so 216.5. So no confusion. Dude can grapple.
He can grapple.
And he is athletic, and he's explosive.
He's quick to his shot.
So fast, man.
Yeah, coming in on an 11-fight winning streak. All right, let's talk quick questions, quick answers, a little Modelo rapid fire.
Okay.
RJ, do we have some Modelos that we can, I mean, it's never too early,
Laura's
right?
got to start drinking again.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Not here.
9:37.
It's 9:37
But it's 5 o'clock
in the
somewhere.
morning.
Somewhere in this world, it's 5 o'clock.
All right, you guys ready for the first question why RJ brings up the Modelos? More likely, Diaz slaps Chimaev or throws up the middle finger. Slaps Chimaev or throws up the middle finger.
I don't think he wants to get that close. I think we're going to see him throw up the middle finger.
Okay.
I'm gonna say middle finger.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say tries to slap him. He's gonna at least try to slap him. In the combination, he's gonna try to slap him. Yeah. Well, Hamzat said if he does, he's gonna just take him down and slap him over and over again. So I think he'll try to slap him.
Can you imagine if he wrist wraps him and just starts slapping him?
Oh, that would be the end of the name.
That'd be crazy. By the way, it's 5 o'clock in London.
You see? So 5 o'clock somewhere. I told you.
Cheerio. Cheers.
Rest in peace to the Queen. Rest in peace to the Queen. Very sad.
That was sad.
You don't drink, huh?
I don't drink.
Are you just learning this? The guy's been with us for years.
I didn't know. I asked Dean. We talk about other stuff, man.
He has 4 guest host appearances this year. You don't know that?
We talk about other stuff that's real cool.
I know.
You know what?
Do you not remember
Get outside of your little bubble.
You and I slammed these and Dean was here?
Yeah, I was here. You know, but me and him, we be thugging. You know,
we got here thugging. We out in the streets, dog.
All right, okay.
So we don't talk about.
Here's one for Dean.
All right.
Here's one for Dean.
Take one for me.
Pour one out for the
Next
homie.
question. Buy or sell, Hamzat Diaz goes into the 3rd round.
I'm going to sell that if I'm forced to. I want it to, but I'm selling.
Okay.
I think it does. I'm buying.
I can't really do that. I can't really pick that.
You can't pick that. All right,
No,
you're out.
yeah.
You're right.
What are you guys doing?
Fact or fiction, Nate Diaz shows up at the ceremonial weigh-in later this afternoon.
Fact. I think he'll show up with 75 people with him.
Fiction. He's not showing up.
Oh.
I'll say fact. Yeah, I think he'll go. He usually goes.
Okay.
If you're potentially going into free agency, you need as much buzz about you.
That's what I mean. There's camera time. You're there. Yeah, why not? All right. If Chimaev wins, who do you want to see him fight next?
I wouldn't. I mean, y'all are going to hate me for this. I wouldn't mind watching him fight Leon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm assuming
really
that
Colby. Let's go Colby.
Wow, you get to just switch.
Colby. Yep.
Yeah. Well, she goes first. She can do whatever she wants.
I don't have time to think about this like you do.
Your boyfriend, Hakman Chimayev. What's his name?
Yeah, Hakman Chimayev.
What's his name again?
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. Yeah. That's the problem, right? Like Shavkat.
I've seen Rockman.
His name is Shavkat. Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Shavkat Rakhmonov?
Yeah, him.
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
That's who I want, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shavkat.
That would be good.
Because that'll be fun. Because Colby Covington won't fight this dude, I don't think.
Nah. That's a good answer. I change again.
Yeah.
All right,
it's a woman's prerogative, isn't it?
Of course, we're assuming that Edwards Usman is going to take place in the next year or so. Okay, so true or false, this is the last fight of Nate Diaz's UFC career.
UFC career? Oh. True? True? I don't want it to be true. I think it's true.
True.
I believe true. Yeah, true.
Okay.
He's it's
you think it's
some news coming down the pipe on the Chimaev situation that I will not share.
Oh, you're not going to share it?
Don't even. I got my phone. He's gonna be looking at my phone, right? I'm just looking.
Yeah, no, you were just texting. I thought maybe
little
you're
news
just coming
down. Little news coming down.
Video on DC's YouTube page.
Oh, it's gonna be up there.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever happens is coming up.
Yay or nay, Chimaev will be a champ.
Yay. I think he's got everything it takes to be champion eventually.
Nay.
Really?
Negative.
What?
I don't think so.
I think he's gonna be a champion.
Wow.
I want to turn this into a discussion. Sorry, it's not my show, but why?
I just don't think that he has what it takes to the level of like professionalism that you have to have.
It's not
like,
seasoned enough?
Yeah, just you have to be polished to be a champ.
I just had a thought. I just had a crazy thought, but I can't share it on air. But I had a crazy thought. I just had the craziest thought. I just had the craziest thought for in case something happens with a missed weight. Oh my God! I just had the craziest thought. Dean, let me see your pen. I'm gonna share this with you.
Yeah,
okay?
tell me.
This is so.
Look.
BS.
All right. So look. All right. I know. I'm keeping.
Talk us through it.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not.
Okay. So what's the point of this exercise?
I guess you and I are going to continue with this
All right.
show.
Well, I'd like to ask you.
Yes.
Which underdog do you trust most this weekend, Tony Ferguson or Johnny Walker?
I like Johnny Walker. I like Johnny Walker because I think Johnny Walker is in a process of maturing, and we've seen it in his last few fights. And I mean, we know how devastating he can be. So yeah, I like him.
All right,
Johnny Walker for sure. I think Johnny Walker's going to win. In fact, because in his head, like his story about the CBD is real. So if it's in his head, if it's real, it's real to him.
A very good way to put it. Yeah. Do you even know what we're talking about?
Yeah. No, I literally don't.
Underdog, Johnny Walker, Tony Ferguson. Who do you like more?
Who's the better underdog?
Johnny Walker. Yeah, Johnny Walker. Tony Ferguson with the leech. That's not good.
Taking that?
Nah,
okay,
good.
Tony Ferguson, speaking of, has to get this fight to the ground to win. Fact or fiction?
Yes. Fact. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes was not one of the answers. Fact. He's got great striking, but he doesn't have the firepower to hang with the leech on the feet.
I wouldn't even say he has great striking. It's effective sometimes.
Creative.
It's effective, but he's got to get this fight down.
Tony Ferguson has to get the fight down to win.
Daniel!
Am I going to have to repeat the question every time you're up, big boy?
That guy, fought for a living. He's got to take him down. He's got to take him down. He'd be served well by taking him down and trying to emulate Hamzat Chimayev, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, true or false, Kevin Holland, a top 10 welterweight?
True. I think, he absolutely has what it takes to be top 10 welterweight.
True.
Thumbs up.
He's not even talking anymore.
True.
Brandon Moreno was the first Mexican.
He was in the top 10 at middleweight, I think.
Yeah, at one point he was, yeah.
But he's not ranked now in
He will
either.
be. He will be.
Brandon Moreno, the first Mexican-born UFC champ and holds the interim title currently. Who's the next Mexican-born fighter most likely to wear UFC gold?
This one's tough because you've got Yair knocking on the door, but he's knocking on Volkanovski's door.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You've got Irene Aldana knocking on Amanda Nunes' door, and you've got Alexa Grasso knocking on Valentina Shevchenko's door.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Of those three, I'm actually going to go Irene Aldana. Because I think she might. I could see Amanda retiring in like a year or so, and then Irene being able to slide up there. What is he writing now?
I'm going with Alexa Grasso because it's not about them being able to beat the champ, because the way things shake out, you have to be able to beat most of in the top 5.
Yeah.
So I think Alexa Grasso has the best chance of beating the most in the top 5 to become champ.
I try to give you the answer. It's going to be Yair, because Yair is going to win the interim championship, because although he's saying now he doesn't want that, when the opportunity gets presented to him, if he fights against Josh Emmett, he will be the favorite in an interim title fight. They never said a full-on champion.
Changing the rules again.
I'm not changing the rules. Nobody said who's going to wear a UFC belt is what the question was. I think that Yair can wear the interim champion. He has a better chance than Irene and Alexa Grasso. So, there you go.
Just change the rules.
That was not changing the rules, Laura.
It kind of was.
Guys in my ear, did I change the rules? No? Okay. They said no. The guys in the truck said no. I did not change the rules.
Okay.
All right, Anton Turcali, the pleasure man, who was on Dana White's Contender Series this year, did not get a contract, short notice call to fight on this card against Jayuton Almeida, and here is the pleasure man.
The most aggressive nickname on all the card. And he is a very aggressive fighter. He comes forward on the feet. He's got some very powerful grappling, super exciting fighter. Had an insanely long amateur career, which I think has propelled him in his professional career. Was 27-3 as an amateur. He's now 8-0 with 5 knockouts. But he says that his best attributes as a fighter,
the official weight for Anton Turcali.
His best attributes as a fighter are his speed, his nice teeth, and his tongue, which was a lot to listen to. His Contender Series.
He's a very entertaining guy, having studied him.
He said he's here to pleasure everybody.
Yeah,
so
well,
just
I
FYI.
mean, who's not? Let's be honest. All right, so that is being fought at a catchweight at 220, and this news just coming in about a fight on the main card. Irene Aldana and Macy Chasson now being fought at a catchweight of 140. They just agreed to this. Not sure if both of them were struggling, but Chasson has had a history of weight issues. So it's going to be at 140, not 135.
On the day of weigh-ins, like, I've never met a person willing to work with me on the day of weigh-ins. Like, yo, man, I've never.
Like,
I mean, they both had catchweight fights in their last fight.
Yeah, so maybe that's why, because I'm like, yo, man, I'm kind of.
She's like, I'm
struggling out here. You want to?
You want to?
Can we go 210? Like, bro, when I fought Anderson 2 days before, when I found out Jones was out, I was like, yo, Dana, just let us go 210. He was like, DC, I got you a fight. Make the weight, man.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, man, just let me go 210. They just want, nobody's willing to work with me.
It'd certainly make life a lot easier, wouldn't it? If you could just find a dance partner who's like, that's no problem.
Whatever. Yeah, 210, yeah.
Yeah.
Irene Aldana is Macy Chasson both like, yo, hell with this last 5 pounds. We good.
Yeah.
You good? I'm good.
I don't see. I mean,
what's annoying is one person has done all the work and already made it, and the other person's like,
maybe they did. But
that's
maybe
the question. Maybe
Yeah.
they didn't. Maybe they both were gonna miss.
Yeah.
But that's a terrible precedent, really, because then if somebody's going to do that once, now you're setting it that a lot of people are going to be like, yo, I'm just going to talk to my man, and then maybe we can just do it at a catchweight.
That's the question, right?
Yeah. That's a terrible precedent to be setting to allow them to do
the fact that it's working. Like, I mean, you could ask, like, I wonder if it was Macy that goes, hey, Irene don't speak English either, so she's got to bring a translator over. She's like, hey, come over here real quick. Let's go talk to Irene. And she's like, hey,
she speaks decent English.
Irene speaks English?
But
come on.
What a terrible
She
game.
spoke Spanish when she came into the fighter meetings with us.
Well, she didn't want to talk to you, clearly. And what a crazy game of Russian roulette, right? If you're counting on your opponent. And no way, dude. We're not doing that.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would do that. Like,
well,
if somebody was
school,
like,
dude.
if somebody was like, hey, man, you want to just do the weight? And I'm like, no.
You can't plan on it, but if you like the matchup and you feel like confident against your opponent, regardless, and I mean, Macy, she said she's been running 40 miles a week trying to get down to bantamweight. I mean, she's a big girl.
That's not true.
You know what? But
that's not true. Macy's not running 40 miles a week.
Are you calling her a liar?
Bro, who runs 40 miles a week?
Apparently, Macy Chasson.
What do you mean, dude?
How many do you run a week, Hellcat?
I don't run. I play basketball.
So you guys think that? But do you guys think that people are actually running 40 miles a week? he's a triathlon or whatever it is, a triathlete. When you're fighting for championship fights, boxers
5 miles a day.
Yeah, that's
boxers
not,
when they
5
run.
miles a day.
Boxers when they. So 5 miles a day equals 40 miles a week. Both of you said this.
Roughly.
Did you hear that? So 5 times 7 is 40.
5.5 miles a
5
day.
times 7 is 40. Wow. Bro, I'm just saying.
We're
There's obviously 8 days in the week now, right? So Monday's twice.
Okay,
come on.
You guys are ridiculous. And you two both went to college for this.
It's not that
These and I
much.
just kind of showed up. You two went to college for this.
You went to Oklahoma State. I went to Tennessee. She went to some tiny school in Missouri.
Yeah.
They took, but listen.
I'm from the streets and I can do math.
That's what I'm saying, D.
That's why I got into broadcasting.
Yeah.
But no, but here's the deal, right? Like, boxers, you run a mile per round. Fighters, me, I ran a mile per round.
You're a heavyweight.
Doesn't matter.
Per day, right?
Guys,
It's a 5-round fight.
Hellcat, I heard that you went back to Tennessee. You mentioned Tennessee.
Yeah.
Did you go back?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it.
What? What are we doing?
Back when you were in college, Hellcat. Let's go. Guys, flash it. Flash the Hellcat.
What could we possibly be doing here?
Let's see it. There he is! The old Tennessee volunteer right there.
Oh, my goodness.
That's old black and white photo, too, right? How old is he?
Donovan, that's my freshman year of college. That's the fraternity picture.
Look like Wally Cleaver.
He looked like Wally Cleaver. He got some
Wally Cleaver.
Boy, got shoulder pads in his jacket.
That necklace, though. That was a solid 200.
I bet you were drowning in it, man.
Hey.
Oh, my gosh.
The Hellcat got shoulder pads in that old jacket.
That's how you did the suits, dog.
Let's see right here. Hey, this dude's just here for the Modelo's. You look like, he show up to drink.
Who doesn't show up to drink?
You do.
What does that say there? Oh, just here for the. There's no doubt about that. RJ, can I get another? I'm almost done.
Yeah. Bartender.
Yeah. Hey, can I ask you guys this?
Can we get on track?
Yeah. Can I ask you guys this question? If Chimayev, he's obviously having issues making weight. Does he go to Nate and say, "Let's fight at catch weight"?
Oh, could you imagine?
What does Nate say?
Nah, fuck you, dog. Nah, dog, get out my face, dog. This bullshit.
Because Nate's literally having no problem, right?
Ain't no way Nate's gonna do that.
Nate ain't doing that.
No. Nope.
But that's the difference.
Nate's going to ask for more cheddar.
But still, that's the difference, though. That's the difference between a guy in the main event and people fighting just to start a card. It's like, or the main card. It's like, Nate's like, no, I ain't doing that. Especially if he made the weight. Chimayev's done if he don't make the weight. Nate ain't playing with that dude. Come on, Hellcat.
For the right price,
yeah,
he
for
might.
the right price, he might.
If he gets, if
he's a pound overweight, maybe.
Yeah, if Chimayev's close, and then they throw a little bit more in there, I could see him taking it.
I mean, they probably have
to be done.
They'd have to throw a lot more in there.
Closed.
It would have to be a lot.
They'd have
of
to
money.
throw a lot more in there because he already feels like he's at a disadvantage. Like they know he kind of.
But dog, you heard him this week saying stuff like, "Man, they acting like I want this fight. No, I didn't want to fight this dude." He'd be like,
we've heard both things from his camp and from Nate that are actually polar opposites, right? He wanted the fight, then he didn't want the fight. We do know that he is in the building right now. We're hoping to talk with him on the weigh-in show, but here's a deeper look. We're hoping to.
No chance.
It's probably not going to happen. Let's take a look at Nate Diaz.
They offered me Hamza, but Hamza is a new guy.
Good, keep pressure on him.
I just asked for like 5, 6, 7 of the top guys, and you gave me none of them. And now you're gonna give me the guy that hadn't, or just keep having done his thing. Have him fight Burns. Have him fight Burns. If he can beat Burns, then I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Here we are now, he did his thing. So I got a fight on my hands.
Never reluctant to fight. Only insistent that the opponent is the toughest possible challenge. Such has always been the demand for Diaz.
Conor relaxed and smiling.
All right, here's Nate. We told you Nate was in the building, and he is coming to the scale as we speak. A fist bump for the commission. And
171, the official weight for Nate Diaz.
He looks good. I mean, Nate always looks good at 170. 171, no problem for him. Got that kangaroo flex.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That angry kangaroo flex going.
He fist bumped the commissioner. So that's a good sign, right? When Nate's like happy and like in good spirits, you got to give him his props.
He's
for that.
cool with the commission now that they let him
now they let him smoke
and do whatever.
All right, let's talk gangsters.
Rogan just called me, so I'm like, I want to know what he got to say because you know him and his theories. Rogan might know some stuff.
Yeah. All right. Talking about gangsters, Nate, one of the great gangsters in UFC history, which made us think, let's have a top 5 list of the top 5 gangsters of all time in UFC history.
Are we going with me first?
Of course.
All right, listen, I enjoyed putting this list together, and I might have gone a different direction with it because we can think of a gangster as a guy who takes a fight anytime, any place. I went the direction of guys who are actually about that life, who may or may not have ties to actual crime syndicates. Just allegedly. I mean, I'm sort of joking about that, but if anything has taught me, Narcos has taught me anything, it's that crime syndication is pretty cool.
Great show.
It is a great show. All right. Number 1.
They paying you for that?
No.
Don't do that unless they paying.
No free shout-outs. No free shout-outs.
Nate Diaz. I have to put Nate Diaz number 1. And for him, it's his sense of loyalty and like code. He will not break the code. He will not play the game. He will not do stuff just because it's cool to do, and that is incredibly gangster. Jorge Masvidal, number 2, obvious reasons. He is Tony Montana personified. Number 3, Leon Edwards. For people who don't know, Leon Edwards, when he's on the mic, pretty quiet guy, fairly shy, but in real life, oh my goodness.
Boy, huh?
He's top boy?
He is
Shut
top
up.
boy.
I call him Duchesne.
Yeah,
Really?
that's a great show, by the way.
Yeah.
That is a great show.
God dang, dude, these
In
dudes
London,
just not paying.
listen, in London, when he and Jorge got into it, they had to get Jorge out of there because there was a crew coming down from Birmingham, allegedly. Then we got Hamzat Chimayev, Chechnyan gangster. And then my rogue choice here, my man, well, your man, Blagoy Ivanov. The man got stabbed in the heart.
You win, bro.
Stabbed in the heart.
I think you win, Laura.
Really?
I swear to God, I think you win.
I mean, that is a
I don't even want to
gangster
say
list.
my list right now. I think Laura wins.
Wait a minute, you gotta hear my list though. You gotta hear my list.
I'm giving up.
I gotta say my list though. All right, I got first George Masvidal. I know him from the streets. He runs up on people, so he's about that life. He's real. 2 and 3, I got Nick and Nate. So you know they fight you for lunch money. And then number 4, I got Hector Lombard. His reputation speaks for itself in the gyms. He's been kicked out of every gym in the country, in the world. And then the number 1 gangster of all time to ever fight in the UFC, without question, Lee Murray. He's still in prison.
Yeah, Lee Murray's still in jail.
Still in prison.
Is he the one that robbed
Dean, I think you won.
the bank?
Dean, I think you won, Dean.
Biggest cash robbery in world history.
I think Dean won.
How much? Dean won.
It was like 80 million pounds.
All right, I'm ready, man.
Lee Murray.
I got this lame. Nate Diaz 1, Nick Diaz 2, Hamzat Chimayev 3, Kevin Holland for all the reasons I told you yesterday, going up to dudes with 30 people and still talking his talk, walking his walk. And then you know what, man? Honestly, Tony Ferguson, he's so crazy. He carries that baseball. What is he gonna do with that baseball?
I don't think he knows.
What's he doing with
That baseball's gangster, dog.
baseball
And
for?
when he dresses like he's a 1930s gangster, right? He has that vest on with the hat. He be looking bad too.
The bleached
He be looking.
Well, I've been
That's your
called.
list?
That's my list. I'm
You're
sorry.
you're kind of a prisoner of the moment on that
Yeah,
list.
I am, I
You're
am.
trying to use everybody from this card?
I'm sorry, boys.
Okay. All right.
Well, I've been called pretty gangster myself over the years.
Clearly.
As you can imagine. So I think I
Long
was
Beach gangster,
yeah,
dog.
very much so. So Hamzat Chimayev, number 5, because Chechnyan gangster. He's seen some shit. Anthony Smith. He took a knee from John Jones, could have been champion, and said, "No, I'm going to keep fighting because I'm a gangster."
Yeah, but wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. He let a robber give him a you know what I'm saying?
It was a back and forth tussle, and at the end of the day, the guy's behind bars, right?
The robber got him.
He let the bad guy. He let the robber win.
Yeah, he let the robber win. He got a couple shots in.
Hey,
yeah, dude.
Me on meth versus DC would be close, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good equalizer.
Meth is
You know what I mean? And also, if you have a chance, ask Anthony about his run-ins with the law in his days in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Really?
It's worth buying him a beer and say, give me 10 minutes of stories. It'll be worth that.
I would love some story time with Anthony Smith.
He's good.
He'd be good.
You would love it, yes. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she put the fear of God in her entire division when she was champion. That was pretty gangster. Chael Sonnen, gangster from Westland, Oregon. The guy's Teflon. No matter how much trouble he gets in,
that is true.
Still around no matter what. And then Lee Murray, number 1. The dude tried to almost escaped from prison. That's how gay. They can't even keep him in prison.
Here's the problem.
That's how crazy he is. That's how gangster he is.
I never wanted to impart myself in that, but I mean, outside of Bagoy, I'm the only one on the roster that ever got shot.
Word?
Yeah. So
I doubt that very much.
I got shot.
We just signed it. We just signed a kid on Contender Series that shot like 7
he got
times.
shot. He got shot 7 times.
That was crazy.
He got shot more than me.
Who was that again?
I don't remember. He was the only one that survived.
I got shot in the side one time. Dog, I'm a real gangster.
Cedricus Dumas.
Cedricus, yeah. But my name ain't Cedricus. But again, you know, they look at me up here smiling. They won't get out. I got one floating up in me, you know. They put one in me.
Can you go a little faster with your Modelo?
No.
I would just like to say thank you to Modelo, the official beer of the UFC, for bringing you the weigh-in show today. You can scan the QR code or visit ordermodelo.com to shop for Modelo delivery and pick up and stock up for UFC 279 this weekend. Modelo is a brand that came from small beginnings and never gave up. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. All right, you guys know we all have kids here, and they're all back in school.
Yes.
So it is that time. So we're going to do a little back-to-school trivia game, and it's elementary. Okay?
Okay.
It's very easy. All of you guys should be able to get this, DC.
So is this for the belt?
Yeah, because, by the way, I'm the current champion.
But you're getting
I'm the reigning
inactivity.
belt holder, and I've won 3 times in a row, which has never been done before. It's a
He's
three-peat.
been on a team that's won.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit.
Calvin Cater. Calvin Cater, thank you.
That don't really count.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit a little bit. This ain't no team sport.
Of course it's a team sport. All right, we're going to figure this out. Are you guys ready?
All right, let's go.
You got the whiteboards?
I'm ready.
This is about how many you can get right out of 15. I got 15 questions lined up for you.
All right, let's go quickly.
How many days are there in a leap year? How many days are there in a leap year?
Yo, my marker doesn't work. My marker doesn't work, guys. I'm just going to blurt mine out whenever it's done. Ready?
Okay, let's turn them.
366.
Okay, turn them. 366. Sanko has 363. And the correct answer is 366 days. So Sanko down 1. Very abnormal. I'm a little surprised by that.
Jesus, Laura.
All right, if I had 8 dozen eggs, how many would I have in total? 8 dozen eggs, how many eggs total?
My marker doesn't work again, guys. I'll just blurt it out.
All right. Are
96.
Ready? Flip them. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Don't-
Sanko said 816.
My marker doesn't work, guys.
What is going on?
I can't do this.
816?
I can't do this.
816?
No, it's not what I put. It's not
What is happening?
what I put.
So,
I literally
you need more
can't
sleep.
concentrate right
You
now.
need more sleep. All right, here we go. Okay, 96 eggs is the answer. Did anybody get that right?
I got it.
Okay.
I did too. I said 96.
No, you didn't.
I don't think you did.
Guys, listen to
He did say
I see. Okay,
96.
very good.
He did
All
say
right.
96.
So Sanko was 0 for 2.
Jesus, thank you.
Okay, what do we call an angle that's less than 90 degrees? What do we call an angle that's less than 90 degrees?
I don't know that.
Okay, I think Sanko's getting back on track here.
Thank you.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
Wait. Oh.
An angle less than 90 degrees. All right, hold on. Don't turn them yet. We're going to show the answer here in the video wall.
I have
Acute
no
angle.
idea.
Who got acute angle?
I did.
45. Acute. Good job, Dino. All right, Sanko's on
Dean's
the board.
good. Wow.
Okay, here's one. This should be really easy.
Dean has never won the belt.
I had it for a hot second.
I think he did.
For a second.
Okay, how many sides does an octagon have? How many sides does an octagon have? DC, why are you looking at Dean's answer? All right, let's
Did you really have to
show
cheat for that?
No, I was
the wall.
telling him.
8 sides, of course, in an octagon. Everybody got that right.
telling
Thank
Dean.
God.
That
How
would've
many
been
seconds
humiliating.
makes up 1.5 hours? How many seconds makes up 1.5 hours?
I have no idea.
That's a lot.
Wait.
How many seconds?
How many seconds makes up 1.5 hours? Yeah, the wheels are churning.
How many hours?
1.5.
Okay. Okay, I got it. I think I got it, actually. I might actually have this.
All right.
I want the show to go away.
Reveal in the wall, 5,400 seconds.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
I
only
missed
Dean got it
zero.
correct.
Damn.
I am hearing that Hamzat is in the building.
Okay.
So
well, Dean actually has not missed one.
Is Dean
I'm
perfect?
a fifth grader.
I'm a kindergarten.
All right, while we wait for Hamzat, let me ask you, who wrote Romeo and Juliet? Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? I mean, this should be one of the top 2 or 3 easiest answers on the entire card. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? William Shakespeare. Senko, get that? Okay, very good. All right.
Dude, y'all gotta stop feeding Dean answers.
What is the antonym of beautiful? What's the antonym of beautiful? Okay, the antonym of
wait. I want to say mine before you put it, please.
Grand reveal. Ugly. All right.
I actually got it. I was trying to change it.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay.
Come on, dude. Dean can't just get all.
Name the 16th president of the United States. I mean, this is not easy, unless you have every president memorized. Oh, gosh, Senko.
I don't know.
No, this is bad.
All right.
Wait.
He has no idea.
Wait.
I have no idea.
Hint, it's not George Bush. Okay.
Wait, stop.
And the answer is?
I know him.
God, I didn't even put a number. I didn't even put nobody. I
thought
he was like the second one.
I got it too.
I thought Abraham Lincoln was like second. What is wrong with me?
You're trying to throw me off?
No, I didn't think he was the 16th.
Right?
Abraham Lincoln was like the second or third.
No.
That's what I thought.
16th?
It was like George Washington and Abraham Lincoln.
Thomas
That's what they told me about school, dog.
Man, where'd you go to school at?
I went to school on the north side of Lafayette, Louisiana. They gave me the wrong shit, man.
Okay.
Jesus.
What state is Mount Rushmore located in? What state is Mount Rushmore located in? Okay, the state that Mount Rushmore is located in is...
I changed it to South.
That was smart. That was really smart. It was a last-minute deal. I was thinking about giving you a hint, but you got it on your own.
Got it there.
How many years has Earth been in existence?
Has Earth what?
Been in existence. How many years has Earth been around?
I mean, how the hell would I know that?
I went to a Christian school that taught creationism, so
Yeah.
I'm going to say 25,000.
All right, well, you can put that down there.
I have no idea. I mean, years.
No one really knows this, by the way, right?
I don't think anybody really knows. I don't know if there's a definitive answer for this. Okay, how many years has Earth been around? All the things, 4 billion years, 50 billion.
600?
Some 600 years. You see what a dumbass? Oh my God. Name a famous emperor of the Roman Empire. A famous emperor of the Roman Empire. And it may or may not be a Vegas casino.
Dude, you can't do that.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Well, you guys have already done it. All right, Caesar,
I had his
Nero.
last name.
No, but she can't go. No, but that's the problem. Laura has that wrong.
Caesar
What do you mean?
Augustus?
It's Julius Caesar.
But Caesar Augustus was another famous Roman.
No, but
From the Bible.
No, but stop. Wait, stop. Well,
Yeah. You all spelled Caesar wrong.
No, I spelled it right. But I should get the point only.
No.
Because she went too far saying Caesar Augustus. That was the wrong guy.
All right, Dean's in the lead, 8-7-6. Here we go.
Because she put it wrong.
What is the second book of the Harry Potter series? The second book of the Harry Potter series. Every single fifth grader in the world knows the answer to this question. I do not.
I hope I got this
I have no
right.
idea.
Ugh.
I have no idea.
Dude, if guys, but if someone has one of them right, if somebody has the name of a book
I have
right,
an idea.
come on, this is crazy.
Okay, let's go.
Wait,
Let's
wait.
reveal the second book in the Harry Potter series, The Chamber of Secrets.
I put the Sorcerer's Stone.
I put Sorcerer's Stone at
And the
first,
nerdy
I
white
changed it to
kid.
Deadly
That's great. That's great. All right, last question here. Past tense for the word cut.
Past tense.
Past tense for the word cut. Give it to me.
Wait, cut in what regard? Like cut from the UFC? Yes. Cut, like what?
Cut. What's the past tense for the word cut?
I don't know.
Then to write, I don't know.
All right, can't win. DC, you can't win. Flip them. It's the same. Dean wins
Boom!
it. Dean Thomas.
Smartest of all time.
Wow, let's slide this bell on over, dog.
I've never, it was a...
Congratulations.
The recess bell, that's the bell. Time to go to lunch. What side you going to? The cold side or the hot side? What you eating today? Cold or hot lunch? Yeah, I'm going to the hot side.
Recess is here.
Dean, can I say this?
Dino.
That was a beautiful performance.
I've
never in my life.
It was.
I think you went 15 for 15.
I did, because the question was name a famous emperor. Nero was an emperor.
He
was.
So I got him all right.
Dang.
He wasn't the one y'all was looking for, but he was one. I'm just gonna put the belt right here.
Dude, it was beautiful.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
I've never in my life seen a more brilliant performance.
Thank you very much.
You are a very, very cultured and smart man.
I read a lot.
That was
good. I'm very studied.
That was so crazy.
You were reading last night? I'm like, what did you do last night? I was reading.
Yeah.
That was so crazy.
Well-read individual.
I literally had no idea you were like this smart.
Smart?
Well, these questions were for elementary school kids.
Yeah, but it was still hard.
It's because he doesn't drink. It's like cheating.
But I think that's the problem, right?
That's why I can't do math right now.
I think that's the problem, right?
Like
we're so far removed from those questions.
It is.
Ask me something college level.
Well, I will in a few minutes, but let's get back. This is a weigh-in show. Macy Chasson is stepping to the scale right now. Remember, this was originally scheduled as a bantamweight bout. But as you heard Anik just say, this is now a catchweight bout. They both agreed to have it at 140.
Yeah, she made no bones this week about, that this was not necessarily the weight class that she had set her sights on. She wanted to stay at 145.
139.5, the official weight for Macy Chasson.
She wanted to stay at 145. She'd been winning at 145, and, her life has largely consisted of running 40 miles a week, DC.
I just don't believe it. I don't care how many times you say it. Like, that's a lot of miles.
But it's unfortunate for her that there's no girls at 145.
I know.
So she's like forced to go down to this weight in which she can't really make.
Yeah.
So I think it's, kind of give her a pass a little bit.
And man, like, what's up with our belt though, bro? They got tape on it and stuff.
I know, it's getting kind of good.
It's getting old and beat up, man.
Look at this.
Look at all the tape.
I like it.
Hey guys,
they gave you the janky one.
Having won it 3 times in a row, I wear it around a little bit, right? So it gets a little worn out. I wear it around town. I'll take it to the beach. I want people to see my belt. All right, here's a look at who we are waiting on to weigh in. So that's 6 fighters, not the least of which is Hamzat Chimayev, who we have heard is having issues making weight. We've also heard that he is now in the building, and Irene Aldana is about to weigh in just a moment. I need to shine it up a little bit, guys. I will say, because I've been so active, like taking it around a lot, I haven't probably given it the proper attention. But Dean,
don't worry, I'm gonna shine it up. Don't worry, it's all good, brother. It's all good. I am gonna shine it up.
He won that on his own back, his own intellect.
Yeah.
You, sir, have had a lot of help.
Okay, maybe a little help. Here's Irene Aldana stepping to the scale, the 4th-ranked bantamweight, taking on Macy Chasson in a catchweight fight, DC.
Irene Aldana is one of my favorite fighters in regards to her striking, her boxing. I think that she is so clean, and she trains down with Alexa Grasso. And I think that Mexican fighters are known for having good stand-up, but I think that the job that Alexa's father is doing with this group of women down there truly should be commended, because she's long with her strikes. She's very powerful, and that's something we didn't see from her when she first got to the UFC. She has worked her way up the rankings to some big fights, and now she's got an opportunity again in front of Macy Chasson to get going back one. Yes. So look, 137.5 for Irene. So Macy was 139.5. So that information right there lends itself to believe that the change came on the Chasson side. So what is she going to do, though? Because if there's nobody to fight at 45...
She said, in a perfect world, there would be a handful of girls that would go back and forth between featherweight and bantamweight because
But then they would just be going up to fight her.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're still fighting each other if they're going back and forth.
I know. I'm not saying I agree with it, but like you pointed to earlier, it is tough for some of these women. We don't have a heavyweight division to kind of gather up the whole upper end of
Amanda makes
athletes.
the weight. Amanda makes the weight. Yeah, Amanda gets big when she fights 45.
Yeah.
She makes the weight at 35 whenever she has to go back down there. So.
But you got girls like, I mean,
Macy's big. She's tall.
Like Megan Anderson she was not going to make 135. Danielle Wolf is not going to make 135.
But she fought at 152 all through her boxing career. So then she can fight Danielle Wolf if Danielle Wolf wins this weekend.
I know, it's still not much of a
And Norma Dumont. Did she fight Norma Dumont last time? Macy did?
Yeah, she beat
her, right?
Yeah, she's got a lot of competition.
How many girls are at 145 at this point? 5?
Consistently? Yeah, I would say probably.
Because Aspen Ladd can fight 145. Norma Dumont, Macy Chasson, Danielle Wolf now, and Amanda Nunes when she decides to go up there. If I'm Amanda Nunes, I'm never retiring from 145.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm breaking records. I'm the champ ever, though. I'm just like, hey, I'm going to take 2 years off of making weight.
So Hamzat Chimayev is in the building. We have stated that. We are waiting for him to weigh in. We have heard he is having serious problems making weight. He is here, should be stepping to the scale. We're hoping here in a few minutes. Also hearing that the star power of Nate Diaz and Hamzat Chimayev has our numbers on YouTube higher than they have ever been all year. Over 100,000 people watching live right now. Over 200,000.
Oh, wow.
100,000 watching live.
On YouTube. When you throw in Facebook, we have over 200,000 current viewers right now watching
this is the
around
show where
the world.
I look real dumb, too.
And they see me as the champ.
Here we go, Dino. Here we go, Dino. Hold it up.
I'm the champ,
Bro, but it's this show for sure, but it's not just this.
Oh, it's everything.
It's
everything.
Nate Diaz's interview with Brett Okamoto on ESPN has 1.5 million views. Hamzat Chimayev and I interview we did a couple days at 400,000 views in a day. It's like everything these guys touch right now is just exploding. And it just speaks to who they are and what they bring to a card.
What is it about Nate that makes him so relatable and so likable?
Can I pull back to one of my favorite references? It's a WWE thing. It is Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's why in Stone Cold Steve Austin, people don't realize that his years at the top was like 3 years where he was like the man. Nate Diaz has been at the top for a long time, but ultimately his next step started when he beat Conor. Because once he beat Conor, he never was more of a star. And now him versus the establishment is what people are drawn to.
That's what it is.
It's exactly what Stone Cold did when he was always beating up Vince McMahon. Because everybody's like, I want to say that to my boss. So you see Nate going, fuck the UFC, they suck. And everyone's like, yeah, you know what? Forget them dudes. And it's like anytime a person goes against, they're drawn to it. Yeah, Nate says everything he wants.
Yeah, for sure. I always felt like MMA draws like the worst of us. You know what I mean? The worst part of the human psyche. Like MMA is attracted to that. And Nate represents that. He personifies that attitude, that negativity. And people love that. So they live vicariously through Nate as Nate's doing these things. And they're just like, oh, I love him. I love him.
All right, here we go. Hamzat Chimayev is stepping to the scale right now. This is what we have been waiting for.
Next fighter to the scale is the other athlete around whom this entire fight card was built, the number 3 ranked UFC welterweight contender, the undefeated Hamzat Chimayev.
Oh my God.
178 and a half, the official weight for Hamzat Chimayev.
That's awful.
What? How do you miss that badly, DC? 178 and a half? And he's kind of smiling, hey, no big deal.
Well, it doesn't even look like he's that drawn out, honestly.
It doesn't look like he's look like he's drawn out.
It does not look like he's that drawn out. I don't know. I don't know how you missed by that much. It's 8 pounds. It's 8 pounds. That's massive.
This is the biggest moment of his career, one step away, maybe 1.5 steps away from a title shot, and you miss by 8 pounds.
How do you miss by 8 pounds? I wonder what happened.
I feel like, and we're all just guessing, right? But to your point earlier, if you start to disrespect your opponent, do you disrespect the scales? We got to keep in mind, too, he is at a level of stardom now that
he's a minus 1,100 favorite.
Experienced before. So coupled with the fact you're minus 1,100 favorite, you're a massive star, so you're getting all this attention, distractions. We've seen that play into other people's issues inside the octagon. He just wasn't focused. I mean, I have not heard anything about him being sick or injured. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't heard any of that.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of Tyron Woodley and Kelvin Gastelum when Gastelum missed by, what, 10 pounds?
Yeah, I was there. I was there with Woodley for
Tyron
that.
didn't fight him.
Yeah. No, he did fight
Tyron
him.
fought.
He fought. I was there with him.
So what goes into that?
But at what point does the commission make the decision, and at what point is it up to the fighters to, like, agree on a catch weight?
Well, Nate Diaz ain't going to fight this dude at 100.
You were there with Tyron. What went into that decision?
Just the fact that, like, he had trained so hard for it, and he knew that he had a lot of people come out to see it. So he was like, I don't care how much he weighs. I'm going to fight this dude. And that was his mindset for that fight.
Okay, so what should Nate's mindset be here when he is the smaller man? That's a massive advantage for a guy and he's made weight, that, as you mentioned, is already, what did you, what?
Minus 1,100.
Minus 1,100
massive
favorite.
Underdog. I don't know what goes into that. I asked him on Wednesday, what did he weigh? 84 kilos would be like 185. So since Wednesday, he's only lost 7 pounds. It's not.
If he was telling you the truth, yeah.
That's not. But 185 on Wednesday is not that bad. 14 pounds.
No, it's not. Like
it's really not that bad.
184.8.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with kilos to
He's had that already figured out.
I know.
But like, but when you are 14 pounds overweight, 13.8 to the number. If you only lose 6 pounds, that is a blatant decision being made that I'm just not doing it. That was him going, I'm not doing it. And I wonder what played into that, because there's a lot of people that play a part in you getting to the weight. So even when you miss weight, you generally expect the guy at this level to be closer than 8 pounds. It's too much.
6 pounds is nothing. That's like, what, 1 bath?
Well, what time is it right now?
So
and it's still 30 minutes before the weigh-ins.
When he arrived in Vegas on Tuesday, I can tell you he was at least 22 pounds overweight on Tuesday at that point. How abnormal-ish?
That's a lot.
To me, I would think that
22? That's not bad.
I would think it would be
22 is not bad. What you say when he landed in Vegas on Tuesday?
Tuesday. I don't know the exact number. That was ish.
Okay, but here's the deal. That's quite a bit. But 20 pounds to start a week is not that bad.
It's not crazy.
But
he only lost 14 of it, right? Who's that on?
But that's what I'm saying.
It's the whole team, the coaches.
But here's the other thing. Here's the other part of this. When you're Hamzat Chimayev and you are now the star that you are talking about, now you have money. You have a nutritionist.
Yeah.
You have a team in place to make sure that this doesn't happen. So what I would like to do is I would like to be dismissed because I'll go find Hamzat and go talk to him right now and find out what happened. Ask him, what happened? How could you be 8 pounds overweight? Because for as mad as he is at most, he'll talk to me. So,
you think you could go talk to him right now?
I could. I'm not taking no cameras, though. He won't do it with the camera. But I'll get some answers for you.
I don't know. What do we think?
I'm not in charge on here, but I say yes.
Do we release him?
Oh, they're not letting me go. I was going to go get some answers, you know?
They know it's for your YouTube channel. They know it's for your YouTube channel.
No, I would do it. I would give it to this. There's 200,000 watching.
I would give it to this.
Why don't you just bring him on set here? Let us talk to him. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be talking to these guys currently. We've been told actually that we're not going to be able to talk to these guys like we normally do because of the ongoing situation.
So what's next?
They're trying to figure out what's happening next. What does happen next? What would you like to see happen next?
Well, that's bad. It's really bad, right? Considering he's in the main event. When Charles Oliveira gets unjustly his belt taken away from him for what, 0.4 ounces? Now you're like up in arms, like, God dang it. Can't believe they did it to Oliveira. That's not fair. 8 pounds. Nate Diaz, who at times is going to move to the beat of his own drum. We all know that. He ain't going to say, all right, I'll just... Because think about this. If Hamzat's 178 now, what's he going to weigh tomorrow night? 195? What's Nate going to weigh? 177, 180, 182, 183. I mean, it's too much. And Nate Diaz would be within his right to say, I'm not fighting him. I don't care how much money you offer me. I'm not fighting him. He's going to be too big.
But if you're Nate and this is supposed to be like the final crowning fight achievement.
You want me to fight, figure something else out.
Yeah, but to speak on Hamzat, I mean, think about it. Like, this is a big moment for him, but this isn't the first time he struggled with the weight.
Exactly.
He's big for welterweight, bro.
He's big. He's big for welterweight. I mean, he started at 85 and came and said, "Oh, I can make welterweight." In Abu Dhabi, I was standing right there when he put his hand on the towel. I watched that happen.
They caught him.
Yeah, but nobody really said nothing.
No, it was egregious, but no one said anything.
No one said
everything.
Everybody was just looking around like, did he just do that? And they was like, yeah, he did. But no one said nothing, and he got away with it. Now he loses 8. Now he's over 8 pounds. To me, and I spoke about this earlier about his level of professionalism to be the champ. Does he have the fighting ability to be champ? I believe so, 100%. Yeah. But the mentality and what it takes to be champ, to be able to deal with the media, the pressure, making weight, showing up to things on time, I don't believe he has that. And this is a good indication of it.
But does this mean now that we have to start looking at him as maybe moving up?
No, well, he made the weight last time.
Right, but he's had 2 times where he struggled.
But he's got 5 fights. He's got 5 fights in the UFC. He made the weight in 3 of them. Because, I mean, he's fought at middleweight against Jared. What's his name? The guy he knocked out in the first. Mearshart. Gerald Mearshart. Then he fought Li Jinglei at 70. He fought Gilbert at 70.
Yep.
He's fighting Nate at 180. And then he fought Mearshart and who else at 185? Oh, the first guy was at 170.
Yeah.
That was at 170.
Yeah, it was,
so it's like he's fought 170 4 times.
Reese Mckee.
Reese Mckee. So it's like he can make the weight. It's just a matter of how does he make the weight and does he want to make the weight? Because that doesn't seem like he wanted to make the weight.
Well, to your point, I mean, it was almost like you were a soothsayer. You saw this coming. The professionalism to miss by that much is just
how do you even go to bed last night? That's what I want to know, because you know you're not going to float 13 pounds.
Well, the problem is a lot of these guys are losing a lot of weight on weigh-in morning.
How much is a lot of weight, DC? How much
I am astounded at how much these guys are losing in the morning. It was who was the kid we spoke to in Utah? Not Yanez. He was a tall little Spanish kid. I can't remember his name.
Victor Altamirano.
Yes, 135. I go, well, are you gonna cut your weight on? He goes, no. He goes, I'll cut some on Thursday night. He said, I'll wake up early Friday morning and I'll lose 8. And I'm like, I don't even think it was him. I think it was Altamirano's opponent.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. I don't know his name, but I can't remember the kid's name off the top of my head. But 8 pounds, bro. The kid was like, I'm going to lose it. Now, he looked very tired in the fight. Can't say that wasn't the altitude, but he lost a ton of weight at a small weight class. And I will remember this kid's name to tell you before we're done with this, but these guys cut a lot of weight on Friday morning now. Because you make the weight, you're done. You got 36, 48.
They don't like going to bed and having.
Yeah, they want to be able to sleep.
It's hard to sleep when you're almost on weight, and you've got. But I feel like the guys that have it dialed in, they go to bed knowing that they'll float 1 to 2 pounds depending on how big you are, maybe 3 if you're huge, and then you wake up and you got 1 to 2 pounds left. So you cannot go to bed, in my opinion, more than 5 pounds off weight.
But that's just part. But these fighters have to understand that's part of the job.
Exactly.
That is 100% part of the job. It's the first job.
It is the job.
It's not like just making weight it's part of the job. Like you agree, you sign on a contract and agree to fight at a certain weight, and you typically have months to prepare for it. You have months to diet. You have months to train and get your body prepared for the weight cut. And to miss it is unacceptable.
Now, these guys are professionals. These guys have, and I gotta notice, so it's gonna drive me crazy. These guys are professionals, but I'm telling you, they believe that they have it figured. It was Luis Saldana.
Oh.
It was Luis Saldana. He fought Sean Woodson, tall guy. He was 8 pounds over, and they fight like featherweight. He was gonna cut all that weight the next morning. It's just what they do. They just think that they have it dialed in. He made the weight, though. He knows what he can pull out of his body. I'm sure Hamzat woke up this morning going, if I'm 9 over, I can pull this 9 out. Probably woke up at like 6, 3 hours to lose 9 pounds. Because it's not that long. It's not that hard to lose a lot of weight if you're still hydrated. He didn't look that drawn out either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's up on the scale, and he had an embarrassed smile. It almost looked like he was embarrassed. He smiled a little bit and was kind of embarrassed and was like, it's like he didn't know how to react. But I mean, like, if you got energy to do this, you got energy to get your ass back in the sauna.
It's just a big miss for him. A big miss opportunity. Because now he's going to be judged so differently. Because all week he's spoken about he's going to do this, he's going to be this, he's going to be this. To have this happen and this become the story, very unfortunate for a young guy trying to truly propel himself to the next level.
So I guess my question as the one person up here who hasn't fought is, how does this happen? Does he go to bed last night 10 pounds over and they expect to lose it all this morning? How does this happen? And who, obviously there's many people who are responsible for it, but I just don't understand.
I'll be honest with you. I've had this discussion with Krause, and I kind of agree with him. I'm interested to know what you guys think. Coaches should not let their fighters step on the scale if they are more than like 4 pounds over. You slip.
Oh, like fall down and get out of the fight?
Yes. When you step on that scale, 8, 9, 10, 11 pounds over,
I think
it's just blatant. Like, you ruin your reputation
but
from then on out.
I think you're. We have to understand who we're talking about. Yes, if you're a guy or a gal that's early on the fight card, maybe. But if you're a main event fighter, you understand that the rules are a little bit different for you, so you got to get on that scale. Because if you don't get on that scale, you ain't fighting. So they're going to work with you if you are in the main event. If you're Hamzat Chimayev, you have no choice but to get on that scale. As embarrassing as it is, you get on that scale because guess what? Right now, Dana, Hunter, Mick, Sean, they're all together trying to figure out what's next. If you're one of those younger fighters that goes out there and you're 8 over and you're just like kind of a nobody, you're done. But if you're Hamzat Chimayev, they will work with you. They got Anderson Silva to fight me in 2 days. I know, but you cannot. If he doesn't get on the scale, he doesn't fight.
He's not.
At least now they can ask Nate, are you willing to fight him?
Do we think that's going to happen?
But I'm saying if he didn't get on the scale, there's no chance to even ask Nate.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And Dan, to answer your question, it's 100% on the fighter. And I know you say, yeah, but they have a team around them. But you can't make a fighter do what they need to do.
Especially when the fighter writes the checks.
Yeah, the fighter writes the checks. He's the one whose name is in the lights. He's the one going, y'all are here for me. Y'all do what I say.
Yep.
So everybody looks at, the coach should have did this, the nutritionist should have did that. But the fighter is the one who has to do the work.
And the bigger the star, the more yes men you end up.
Yeah, you accrue them. You just get them. Like all of a sudden you look behind you, 10 people down, you're like, who is that? Yeah. Did he bring
Who's that?
This dude just bring his friend. Who's that dude in the back?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like you just like all of a sudden your crew just grows and you look in the back like, I don't even know this dude. Yeah. Dude, like, hey, man, you got my ticket?
Yeah.
I don't know you, man.
I remember you telling me how much money you would spend on tickets for your big fights. Oh. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, we do have another weigh-in. Hopefully,
are we still doing weigh-ins?
All right, next fighter to the scale.
Are we just talking about
to make her official UFC
Danielle
debut
Wolf,
in
this
the
is the
UFC's
featured bout of the
division.
early prelims. She's taking on Norma Dumont.
Yeah, and she is only 1-0. This is just her second time making 145, so not really that surprising that she would kind of need a little extra time doing it. We'll see if she can hit the number here, 146.
Oh, he's pushing it to the side.
Oh, no.
I mean.
She's a big girl.
She's big.
Look at her. She's put together.
Her entire Olympic career was at 152, and that's why
she never
went to the Olympics because
they never had her weight
They never
class.
added the weight. They were supposed to add the weight, but they never did it ultimately.
God, how disheartening is that?
That sucks so bad.
What is it? Is she going to get the curtain?
They got to get the curtain.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's close, right?
Yeah.
Because it did move a little bit when she got on it initially.
She has an amateur boxing record of 64-9. I mean, she's just got an incredible background in boxing, which is why we saw the sort of unheard of 0-0 debut on Dana White's Contender Series, and it's been a little while since she won that. Yeah, since she won that contract, but she needed those years to develop. She did. And she's been training at Alliance, and
you can't have a singular skill. Not today.
No.
You got to be able to do everything. You got to be able to do everything. And if you can't do everything, you're done. So the time that she has taken to make this debut is ultimately going to serve her well. She'll be on weight, though, because it seemed like it moved initially and went up very slow. That's a real good sign in regards to weight.
And the women have the sports bra and the underwear, so like,
and the hairband.
I always thought that was a bit unfair, right?
Yeah, that's
like
a good
that,
point.
Yeah, because like that weighs something, especially when they're smaller.
I'm just saying, take one of them off. You're fine. Yeah.
But like even this,
numbers
right?
would
like,
be up.
But even this, right? Like it's yeah. Yeah, it's
146,
It's like moving,
the
right?
official weight for Danielle Wolf.
She made the weight, 146.
Good.
And now we got to wait.
She's got a real fight on her hands, though. I mean, I'm interested to see how she.
Norma
performs.
better take this. Norma better be wrestling.
Yeah.
Because she can strike, man. She's good. And she showed a lot in her Contender Series fight. Like, she showed that she's not as far behind as you would expect. Guys, I always point to my boy James Toney, but I mean, James, he had a training camp too.
He did?
Best boxer
James
in
had
the
a
history of the
training
UFC.
camp. The best boxer that ever stepped foot in the octagon.
Yeah, he had a training camp for his
He had a
MMA
training
fight?
camp, dog. Yep, they put him in there with Randy, man.
Those were the days.
And I remember because I was going to fight Mayorga during about that same time, and they canceled
In
it.
boxing?
No, in MMA.
Yeah, you about to put it on that.
I about to put it on that. And I was so mad they canceled it. And then Randy beat James Toney. I was so mad.
I was about to do the same thing.
I was about to do the same damn thing. Get paid.
You were doing cool stuff before it was cool.
That's right.
Dude, he's an OG. There's no doubt about that. All right, how about a little Modelo rent-free? Man, she is shredded.
She's ripped.
Jeez.
She is ripped.
Yeah.
Modelo rent-free fighting spirit moment, a moment from a fighter on this card that just sticks in your head, and you can't forget about it. It's living rent-free in your head. Should we start with Sanko? Let's start with Sanko.
Okay, all right. Let's start with Sanko again. For me, 2008, Nate Diaz has his first real step up in competition when he takes on Kurt Pellegrino. We knew that Nate had the jiu-jitsu, but Kurt Pellegrino, a black belt as well, a wrestler. And then Nate Diaz locks up this triangle. He says, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to pull the head and make sure I get it. I'm going to throw the double birds, and then I'm going to flex. And to me, that moment is Nate Diaz personified. And to your point earlier, that is why people love him. He is counterculture. He's against the system. And I think people are drawn to that because people like myself, I don't always say what's on my mind. Nate Diaz says what's on his mind.
And we can live through him.
And exactly, live vicariously.
For me, I'm going the exact opposite direction to a really good guy, and that's Chris Barnett. And I've known him for such a long time. His dancing always gets me. But I've known him for a long time, and I remember when he couldn't even fight in the UFC because he was over 300 pounds. They said he'd never fight here, and he did. And the rent-free moment is that wheel kick to Gian Vellante. Because I know how athletic he was, I know how good he was, and for him to come here and be able to fight and show his skill set, I was so happy for him and so excited for him. So shout out to Chris Barnett.
Love that. Chris still hasn't gotten on the scale, which is, now that you say he was over 300 pounds, very alarming. For me, honestly, there's no, as great as that moment was, there's not a better moment than when, on 10 days' notice, the boy Nathan Diaz takes Conor McGregor. He throws up gang signs with the left hand, all while making balloons with the right hand for the children. He goes out there, gets beat up early, and then just turns the tide on Conor. And he goes, oh, you a wrestler now. Gets to the mount, starts to beat on him, ultimately chokes him out. You talk about those oh shit moments, those moments where you go, wow. That was one of them where everybody, my son at the time was very young and goes, he won! He won! I can't believe he won! That is my rent-free moment. I'll never forget that.
Oh, that's interesting. When I chose that, you said that was the lesser of the two fights.
We're talking about rent-free moments.
He's featherweight
Changing
division.
the parameters of the discussion every single
Clearly.
time. Yeah, I also went with Nate Diaz on this. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, we have Norma coming to the stage. Come on.
In honor of football season coming, Norma Dumont is like a linebacker.
No, a running back with those big...
She is
carries
solid.
a lot of power.
And she's a black belt in Sanda, Brazilian national Samba champion, won her last 3 of the 4 fights. She is super solid. She moved here from Brazil with basically nothing so that she can live in Vegas and pursue her dream. And this is just the next step for her in order to make it where she needs to be. As the weight. Why does it seem like it takes longer for women? Does it take longer for women to weigh in?
Oh,
Dean,
I think she's
are you
gonna
not
have to
aware?
do the
Everything
It reflects
takes
how long
longer.
it takes for them to get ready.
Yes.
She's doing the Kurt.
100%. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Here comes the curtain again. Yeah, I mean, it's like like Sanko in the makeup chair. Can somebody else get in here for a minute?
Yo, bro.
Yeah, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right?
Laura doesn't wear makeup, does she?
Oh my gosh.
I love you right now.
I thought this is natural. Yeah, I mean, you
I
wake up like this.
I do. I do.
That's what I'm saying. My girl Laura wake up like that.
Yep.
Got it.
All right.
Got it.
146. The official
They
weight
kinda,
for
Norma didn't have to pick her
Norma
hands
Dumont.
up. Because I'm gonna tell you this, like, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, give us the tricks.
So you
so
can
many.
You can reach inside that thing a little bit, pinch it, touch it down. You gotta be careful. You gotta get their hands up. I don't like cheating. I want everybody's hands up when they're inside that curtain.
So you don't like it, but you just do it anyway.
I never did it.
Oh, I mean, like I'm talking about like in golf and everything else.
Oh
that you do,
well, yeah, in golf, yeah. In fighting, never. I would never.
You're the worst
You
golfing cheater.
owned it, by the way.
Jig
You
is
owned
up.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Where is Chris
Norma
Barnett?
Dumont.
Waiting on Chris Barnett.
She is driving a dump
And-
truck. My goodness.
Hey, I told you, she's a
driving a
linebacker.
dump truck.
Akeem Dawodu is on deck, Dino.
Hakeem Dawodu, extremely underrated featherweight. Multiple kickboxing champion. He's smooth as they come.
So D, you love him, huh?
Yeah.
You love his style.
I love his style, man. I
love
the
everything about him. Love his professionalism.
Love his. Not his professionalism. Maybe. he's a little late. I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him.
It's scary because like Hamza misses by 8 pounds. Everybody's scared to take responsibility for their boy.
I know, I'm looking at my man. I'm like, dude, you on CPT.
plus D, like D, you after the last fight, everybody act like you don't know what you're talking about.
I know, right?
You say, oh man, I love him. He get up there, he don't make the weight.
He's taking a minute to
He's
get
taking
up
a
there.
while.
Taking a minute.
He look like he don't want to come out here.
He's been close to breaking into the rankings the last
tough.
couple years. Just hasn't been able
Well,
to.
that's the problem.
All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the featured
There you go.
prelim live on ESPN News in the featherweight division, Hakeem Dawodu.
42-5.
Oh, he
amateur
looks
kickboxing
sucked down
record.
bad.
Very sucked down.
Oh, that went up fast.
It did good. That thing shot up. It's like, bing.
What's happening today?
What's
Not
going on?
good.
That's way too fast. He's not close. That went up
This is
fast.
yeah.
Man, did they mix cake batter into their waters?
What happened?
It's nuts today.
What happened? That went up like he's 3 pounds, 3 pounds over.
He doesn't look happy either.
He's
I
heavy.
mean, this is.
Oh, no.
149.
Yo, I just said 3 pounds.
149 and a half the official weight
I said
for
3 pounds. That's
Hakeem
3.5.
Dawodu.
How'd you know that?
I don't know.
3.5
The way
pounds
it
over
kicked
the
up, it looked to me like 3 pounds. 3.5.
You're such a weight expert.
I'm a weight
So
expert,
you
dog.
can tell just from
He
him
hears
standing
the
on
weight.
it.
Yo, Mike,
He hear the weight.
yeah.
hits
No, I'm
the
telling you,
top.
like I watched
He
the
just
skin when you
knows.
go up. You know how I was like 3
Three-
pounds.
3.5.
He's 3.5.
You know it. You
My
can see
kids
it.
walk into the gym and I'm like, "You're heavy. Get on the scale." They're like,
Dawodu is
So you're not as smart as a
He will
fifth
not
grader,
be.
but you can transfer kilos and pounds. You know exactly how every scale on the planet works.
He'd be a great carny.
Hakeem's not going to cut the weight. I mean, he's only got 18 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's-
Yeah.
But he
Barnett still only has 18 minutes.
He's not going to wait. So we have how many guys left?
Hey, one of my buddies just texted me, man, I love
3
Norma
guys
Dumont.
left.
He's like, I love Norma Dumont. Brothers love Norma, man.
So we have 3
That's
fighters
crazy.
who have yet to weigh in. When they come to the scale, we will be there. But right now, let's get
Who do
back
we
to
have
our
left?
free moments.
Barnett.
I'm going to tell you right after we hear RJ's moment.
Producer DC jumping in again. You guys have been waiting anxiously for my round.
Actually, just one left. Barnett's the only one.
Yeah,
You're
just
right.
Barnett.
All right, go ahead, RJ.
So also a Nate Diaz one, but I went a different way with it. The punch he landed on Leon Edwards in the last minute of the 5th round. Leon Edwards was winning 24 of the 25 minutes of this fight. Nate lands a punch. And everyone says, oh man, if this were 6 rounds, Leon would be dead right now. Oh my God, Nate Diaz totally was gonna come up. That's the best example, not the pay-per-view numbers, not the views, not the clicks. That's the best example of the power Nate Diaz has over MMA fans, where the universe was convinced that Nate was on his way to kill Leon Edwards in that cage because he landed a punch in a 25-minute fist fight.
That's a good point.
You're right. And DC actually brought that up earlier. A good point earlier as well.
You know, really quick, but I want to make a point. Like, if Chris Barnett is last at heavyweight, I think one guy in heavyweight history's missed weight. 2?
I think it was one. Justin Taffa.
Justin Taffa's the only one.
Yeah. No,
But is it possible he's just chilling? Sleeping?
I don't know.
You're cutting it close for that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Cutting it real close.
DC took a 5-minute nap the other day before our Contender Series meeting.
I was tired.
So just saying, like.
Yeah, you're right.
He might be.
I felt refreshed, too.
That's good. Never done those power naps. We do have one last rent-free moment presented by Modelo, and mine is Kevin Holland when he fought Jacare Souza, UFC 256. From the bottom, this was at the Apex, and he was talking trash to him kind of the whole fight, and then he gets up, he lands a shot from the bottom, and then gets up, has him against the fence, and stuns him after with a right hook and finishes. And the whole time he's talking, which is just classic Kevin Holland,
that
which
was
I love.
Wild.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was wild.
It was like one of the, like, that defies physics. Like, you're not supposed to knock someone out doing that. And then he has the visceral moment of the around the neck finish on a legend like Jacare.
Yeah. It was so disrespectful.
It was.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
He's off the Christmas card list.
Yeah.
I do have another list that I want to go over with you guys. Biggest fan favorite to never win a title. All right, biggest fan favorite to never win a title. You have yours?
I do, but I
do you
feel
not
like
want to start?
I'm going to get eviscerated for this because it's the obvious one. It's the obvious one, but I feel like it's the right one. It has to be Nate Diaz. I thought about Cowboy. I thought about Uriah, but you have to go with Nate Diaz.
Okay.
You have to.
All right.
If you are in trouble for that answer, then I'm with you. We in the same boat.
Okay.
I had to go Nate Diaz as well. I mean, Nate Diaz, his star power carries weight, and I mean, in his mind, in his fans, he is the champ.
The fact that so many of those non-title fight main events had him in it
says it all.
Says it all. What you got?
I agree with you guys, but I had his brother. The Diaz brothers are fan favorites that didn't win a championship, because even when Nick came back against Robbie Lawler recently, a shell of himself. Look at the reaction he received when he hit the curtain. I think it's the Diaz brothers are the guys that fan favorites that never won a championship.
I like that. And I do think the Diaz brothers or Nate Diaz is the obvious choice, but I went with the man that you mentioned in Cowboy Cerrone because he was also one of the most popular fighters of all time. That last walk, before he retired, the numbers speak for themselves. 23 wins, second all time, 18 post-fight bonuses, tied for first all time. Cowboys certainly, for me, if it's Nate and Nick, Cowboys right there.
Agreed.
He's right behind him. And I knew all you guys were going to say that Diaz doesn't take the easy way out, so I decided to be a little bit more creative. Just saying. Just saying.
Low-hanging fruit.
I know.
Sometimes
what are you
it's the right answer.
What are you going to do? So we'll see what's happening. We're waiting to find out about this main event, but as it stands right now, it's Chimayev and Diaz. Let's take a deeper dive into that matchup.
Every now and again, an athlete comes along who captivates the attention of the entire sport.
Hamzat Chimayev is one of the most dominant challengers we have ever seen inside the octagon.
Oh! Hamzat Chimayev, one and done.
He is a wrecking ball.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely incredible.
Tremendous power.
Once in a generation type of talent.
This kid is special. The hype is real.
I'm the champ. I'm the king. I come in for everybody. Kill everybody.
I'm not here just to be a fighter and a normal fighter. I'm gonna make some history.
You weren't even born when I was over here running the whole game with my team. You're getting blown out of proportion like McGregor got.
Oh! He's got him flattened out! He tapped! He tapped!
Hey, I'm not surprised. Nate Diaz is one of the toughest guys to ever compete in MMA.
I'm here to kill and be killed. Nate is not afraid of anyone.
You can never count Nate Diaz out. Oh, he hurt him. He hurt him bad. He hurt him bad. No one has more experience in this division than that man.
I train hard and I train for real and I fight for real. And it's always been for real. This is like a fight environment and this is a fight life, and I'll be here till the end of time, and I don't think anybody else in a fight game, they could act like they are and they could say like they are. And I'm from this funny country where everybody's at war. This is real war right here.
Final
My whole
fighter
life.
to weigh in this morning, competing in a prelim live on ESPN
Gangster.
News.
Everyone's gangster. What are you talking about? In my country, everyone's gangster.
Oh my goodness! He held Li Jingliang up while he spoke to Dana White.
He says he's dog, but I'm the wolf, you know.
Oh, man!
I go for take his head, you know.
That is it! Hamzat Chimayev!
It's war. This is army. You ain't gonna kill me unless you kill me. We gonna finish the show.
Can I eat him up? No. Don't be scared. I make it fast for you.
All right, our final fighter to weigh in this morning, competing
Barnett
in a prelim
finally
live on
coming
ESPN
to the
News.
stage here.
In the heavyweight division, Chris Barnett.
Yeah, big boy going, just being the last guy to weigh in is never great. He's a heavyweight. We don't see guys miss weight at heavyweight, but as Dean said, at one point he was over 300 pounds. He's last, so he's popping up there. Let's see what he weighs. I can't really see the TV. It looked like it's touching the top, though. This guy's going through a lot personally.
I was just going to say, he's been through it.
It's unbelievable.
He's been through it, yeah, man. So
I don't feel too, like we need
you
to
feel
too
bad
hard
for him
on
that this is like something that's happened. Pound and a half over.
267
Yeah,
and a
that
half,
sucks,
the
right?
official weight
Because
for Chris
the
Barnett.
one thing he doesn't need
Pound
is
and a half
more
over the heavyweight
after all that he's been through personally in his life. But the reality is, took the fight. You got to try to get there as close as you can. And a pound and a half ain't as bad as some of the other things we've seen. And Hamzat, missed the weight, but I'm hearing something medically is up with Chimayev. That
really
played a factor. Yeah.
Okay, so we are hearing also that Barnett is going to get time to make weight. The commission is going to allow him to do that. And we talked about all of his personal problems. His fiancée passed away about 30 hours before his last fight, and he found out that he basically had to make a decision whether to pull her off life support or not. Ended up going on and fighting, did not win. Dana White found out later after the fact that he was going through all this, took care of him financially, helped him out, was like, dude, you didn't need to fight, but he's like, I wanted to fight, I wanted to do it. And so that was his last fight.
That's one of the things people don't recognize about Dana. He does a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's, he gets a bit of a bad rep at times because he's very forward, but he is willing to help in so many ways, man.
And he's done it a lot of times.
Yeah.
Right now, this is James Plester from UFC Collectibles, who's going to be helping us. This is a really cool deal. Just kind of explain what we have here, James, and explain what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, so we're going to be making one of our products, which is the photo in canvas. You can see we have a finished one here. And so the team in-house kind of do a lot of the prep work. So we've kind of got most of it together, but what we need you to do today is chop the canvas up into a square. I've got a square size here. Stick that on by taking these tabs off. And then underside of this has a sticky back. Okay. You're going to stick that straight onto here.
Okay, so this is dummy proof, so DC's going to be fine. But this is the actual canvas from these fights. So DC's from your UFC 200 fight against Anderson Silva. Yep. That's a piece of the yellow canvas.
Yes, it is.
From the fight. That's pretty awesome. All right, so we need
to... You got your canvas too? That's from your fight? Or?
Yeah, it's from my fight with Conor.
So wait, I take this. Oh, so I make the square.
Yeah, so line it up with the canvas and cut a square first.
Okay.
All right, so we're cutting the squares.
Now, where is it?
We don't want to waste any canvas,
there's
right?
No blood on mine. I wish there was.
I've got
blood.
a bit of a bad canvas. Mine is already cut, so do I start at the top or can I start here?
You can start wherever you need to.
Okay.
I'm going to put some of the warning trap on mine.
Oh, this is good. This is good. This is like arts and crafts a little bit.
Now, Dean, really if this was a contest, Dean would kill it. No. That man can craft.
No.
Oh, dude,
Have
you know
you seen
Dean?
His candles?
Yeah, he made me a candle one time.
I know.
He's like the nicest guy ever. It was after the first time we had worked together. I'm like, God, this guy's amazing.
I know.
I still have the candle.
You still have it?
Yep. I burn it all the time.
I burn it all the time. It works.
DC. So I love the fact that gold mat is the actual mat from which you fought Anderson Silva. What do you remember about that fight in UFC 200?
Getting kicked in the side very, very hard at the end of the fight. But it wasn't, I remember the pressure of the fight,
so if you
how nerve-wracking it was, how...
Just take this off.
Take those off.
How hard it was to fight somebody different on 2 days' notice when you've been through a training camp for someone else. And the fact that when I looked across the octagon, it was Anderson Silva. I was like, holy cow. That's Anderson Silva. It's all I could think about when I was fighting this dude. So
that's why I was mad at you. I was like, how you gonna beat up Anderson like that?
Yeah, it was
my boy.
It was all wrestling, you know what I'm saying? I just took the dude down over and over again. So what side goes against the canvas? This side or the other?
So the other side, the ones you just pulled the strips off, that's what you stick the canvas to. Other way around. That's the one.
Like this?
Yep.
James, just get this right.
You got it. That's it. And then we stick that in. And so, and also once we've done this, we're going to stick stickers of authenticity. And we have an NFC for the back. So if you pick up one of these, you can actually use your phone, and when you put it near, it pops up, and then you register the device.
Oh, really?
Register it. So we're going to be sticking those on as well on the back. But once you get your canvas in,
So is there some? Oh, this side comes out too. Yeah.
So the next thing after you've got that canvas in is you're going to be sticking one of these in the octagon space right here.
Okay. Do you need one, Sanko?
There should be. You've all got two just there.
They're just. It doesn't matter which one, right?
No. And then one more on the back of here.
Okay, so one here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, a sticker of authenticity.
So we do a range of memorabilia and collectibles, and this is one of the ones we do. We also do signed gloves, and we get the event-worn pieces. So 279 coming up, we're going to have them. They're going to go auction on the website from Tuesday. So
the website UFCcollectibles.com.
Where's the other octagon go?
The other one goes on the back of this card right here. So just like this card here, the example.
So James Plester with us from UFC Collectibles actually told me that we are going to be auctioning off or giving.
We're going to give these away on social.
Giving away the ones that we're doing right now. Find UFC Collectibles on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and mine's from UFC 194. It's Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor, and there's DC's. Look at that.
There we go. Hey, look at this thing, guys. Every time James and his crew, you walk to the octagon, you put whatever you're wearing. The moment you hit that curtain in the back, hey, what you got, DC? What do we get tonight? The shorts, the T-shirt, the jacket.
Yeah.
You give me something.
They always fit you, right?
No, a couple times I was like, James, stop. And James like pulling the jacket off. I'm like, James, stop. He's like,
I'm sorry.
He's
I'm
like
sorry.
to get to the locker room. He's like spinning me. I'm like, stop, James.
That iconic moment from 274.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Hey, whose looks?
But I think
best?
this is probably the best one because this is two of the greatest fighters of all time.
Mine is very straight. I included part of the warning track because Izzy's so good at pushing people back behind the warning track.
So we're getting to make a case.
I told a story.
Okay.
Told a story.
An actual story.
Yours is a little.
Yours
is a little ragged.
Could I say something, James? And I mean, this honestly should be like the end of the argument. James, I am a part of the story.
That is a very strong argument.
You're
right, Dean. That's a strong argument.
I can't even argue with that.
This is me.
Listen, and even more.
It's Anderson Silva.
He got a hairline.
And when it, it's way back. Yeah, look how far back it goes.
It's there, though.
Tight there.
James.
I got to say, I didn't know this was going to be a competition, but if it is, DC, I think you have to win it. The story is just too good. I'm sorry. I think the story is good.
James, okay.
I'm sorry. You may have just lost the belt there.
No, that's okay. Like I said, he got a hairline. Then I didn't know he had it.
James, thank you for doing this.
No problem.
I'm not thanking you for awarding him the winner, but I understand the peer pressure that he puts on you because that's what he does to everybody.
Well, the reality
he
is,
bullies people into making decisions.
Before we started the show, too.
No, so they were asking. I put my pictures up on my belts the other day. Somebody goes, "Why does he have 8?" Did they give him a belt for Anderson? Yes, they did. Because I was supposed to fight for the title, and I won. So I ended up getting a championship. So that's where the 8th one comes from. That's my explanation.
Okay.
I was supposed to defend, but my dance partner didn't show up. So I ended up getting my belt.
Okay. Well, this is going to be auctioned off. Find UFC Collectibles, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They're all going to be, not even auctioned off, given away. I'm sorry. They're going to be given away.
And as they're one-offs, if there's some pen safes, if you want to sign them, as they're one-offs for fans. So if you sign the photos, the best place to sign. So we've got some Sharpies here. So
gold canvas, gold shorts, and a gold marker.
Who wants an Izzy photo signed by Laura?
I know. I almost might just leave it. I might just leave mine. I don't want to ruin it. I'm going to leave that right there. You can let the fighters sign and the broadcasters go up to the desk. James, thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Thank you, James.
I really
appreciate it. Thank you for crowning me the champ because the thing goes back to where
I let's see how you do next time.
I'm going to get props on that.
I'm going to tell you, man.
Oh, look at, oh, God. Just preening in front of the camera. Never gets old. Never gets old.
I love the peacock.
You do. You are a peacock. You are a peacock. All right, so what do we do here? What do we do? What's going to happen? It's on the commission now. You mentioned Dana and the guys mulling it over. Certainly the commission has to decide what happens from here on out now that Hamzat Chimayev was 8.5 pounds, 9 pounds over? What was it, 8.5 pounds?
I just don't see that fight.
But most states are like 10 pounds. So it really kind of comes down to the fighter.
Yeah.
All right, so we have been told that everybody who has missed weight, Barnett, Dawodu, and Chimayev, are not going to cut. So we're waiting to hear if the commission is going to allow Diaz and Hamzat. That's. Or yeah, if
and that's I think that's the biggest.
Is Nate going to agree to it?
Yeah, the commission might go, yeah, sure, and Nate'll be like, nah.
No.
I could like, nah,
seriously.
He doesn't want to play the game. He's never wanted to play the game.
Okay, so you guys are all saying that if it's up to Nate, he's gonna be like, no, why am I doing that?
I mean, I'm not saying it for sure.
No, but that's what you think. That is your initial inclination.
Well, here's the thing, right? If Nate Diaz is as unhappy as he says he is at times, what better way to stick it to you? Going, no, I'm not gonna fight this dude now. Right? He said multiple times, I'm getting this dude. I'm supposed to prop this guy up. Why would he say I'm going to prop Chimayev up, even if Chimayev missed by 8 pounds? And it's not wrong. It's not like he's wrong. He made the weight. So
what would it take? What would it take if you're Nate? I mean, just bundles of money, couple $100,000 extra, $1 million bucks.
Or do you think several million.
Couple $100,000. No, that won't even get him off the couch.
Okay, so you're talking millions. 7 millions.
Double. Yeah. I would probably be like, yo, double my check.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's getting, but I would probably say
he's getting a lot.
He's getting a piece. He's probably getting pay-per-view money, obviously.
But he's getting a lot of money up front, too.
I would think he would need at least $3 million.
And he wants to fight, right? Because he wants to get out.
The last fight on his deal.
But he's got the most leverage he's ever had. So, like, you're going to squeeze, if you do this, you are going to squeeze every dime out of this moment if you're Nate Diaz.
Yeah, it's a big moment, man.
Could you imagine if he squeezed them for double, then goes out there and wins?
Wow. Wow.
Could you imagine?
How the turntables.
This was already, I think, because it was Nate, because it was the prospect and Hamzat, a fight that people obviously wanted to see, despite the fact that Chimayev was a huge favorite and is a huge favorite. But this only kind of adds to the intrigue a little bit if this actually were to go down.
I just don't know how Chimayev, I mean, I don't know if there was like a medical issue, but how could you blow this moment?
Yeah,
that's a big moment. Like, how could you have this opportunity to be such a big favorite and to be, to have this fight against one of the biggest stars in the sport and blow it?
And again, if there
is as I'm looking on Twitter right now, some people are saying that it's some sort of medical. We don't know it, but I wonder what the medical issue is, because that's a big weight miss. It's a big weight miss, so it either has to be something medically or he just said to hell with it.
But help me understand, if you know you have a medical issue.
Like, that didn't just pop up last night,
exactly.
Right?
What are you doing here? Mm-hmm. Why? I don't know that I.
Yeah, but I mean, like okay. So when I didn't fight at when I didn't wrestle at the Olympic Games, I made the weight, but then my kidneys and stuff shut down. So that was a medical issue that was shown after I got off the scale because I cut the weight so hard. I wonder if maybe it was preventative to not allow for something like that to happen.
He looks
because you see something.
Good, though.
I do. I know. Listen, I'm just trying to throw things out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking. I'm speaking from my experiences. Because you know at times how bad it can get if maybe they say he couldn't have got off the last 8 pounds. I don't know. But that's a lot of weight.
Do you remake the card? I mean, I mean, obviously there's going to be some shuffling that goes on.
Let me just say this. The card's a nightmare. But there are catchweight bouts all over this card, especially with the ones that are being negotiated in the back room. We got negotiations going up until the 23rd hour. I mean, Norman Dumont freaking Mason Chasson.
Irene
Aldana, Mason Chasson. So there's different opportunities, and there's also a whole bunch of 170-pounders. There's also some 180-pounders.
Are you saying switcheroo?
Dude, I mean, Why not? There's 80-pounders on the card. There's a whole bunch of 70-pounders on the card. There's a whole bunch of people. Somebody's going to get left out, though. So somebody, if they do decide to go down that path, gets left out and goes home with a whole bunch of money, but no fight.
All right, this was about, 45 minutes ago or so when Hamzat Chimayev stepped to the scale, 8 pounds-ish overweight, misses by a ton.
Yeah.
Scheduled to fight Nate Diaz in the main event of UFC 279 tomorrow. Still waiting to hear if, A, the commission allows those two to fight, B, if Nate were to accept it. There's so many everybody's juggling. There's all kind of balls in the air right now. There's a lot going on. Dumpster fire, whatever you want to call this card there, it is getting shook.
I couldn't imagine. I mean, obviously he wants to get out of his contract, but I couldn't imagine. I mean, there's got to be some type of loophole for him. I couldn't imagine him accepting this fight knowing that they were trying to stick it to him. He was like at a disadvantage anyway.
If weight wasn't already a big talking point coming into this fight, if he wasn't already the massively smaller guy, maybe we'd be talking about something else here, but that's one of the biggest components, one of the biggest issues Nate is facing is how big and powerful Hamzat already is. You add another, would you say that you thought the difference would be on fight night? 20 pounds?
Hamzat will gain another, he's not as sucked out, right? So he'll gain another 15 pounds because he's not as sucked out, right? You gain 20 when you're like completely dry and you put on 2 gallons of water, but I bet he'll weigh 190. I bet he'll weigh 190 tomorrow night,
for sure.
At least.
For sure.
Dude, there are 112,000 people watching this show right now. That's pretty good.
And you're
good job, Hellcat.
That's good. Well,
just on YouTube.
And you're wearing your
And I'm wearing the
belt.
championship. So I wanted to make sure that the fans, when they return, they see something familiar. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new for me.
It's been a minute, though. It's been a minute on this show.
In real life. In real life, they've seen me with these belts.
True.
So they ain't never saw you with no belt. So
no.
Nobody want to see that shit.
I got some good golf belts. What do we want to see now? So you guys talking about these other guys, right? The other welterweights.
I just don't want. We can't really play matchmaker. We don't want to run. We can't be out here playing matchmaker.
We could have fun with it. You could put Hamzat versus Chris Barnett. No.
Oh, no. Here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. Hamzat weighed 178 at the weigh-ins. Daniel Rodriguez and Kevin Holland weighed 180. Nate Diaz, Tony Ferguson, Li Jingling all weighed 171. So it's like there's 5 different things, or 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to play with. Unfortunately, you're going to end up in the same situation when you end. Because if you match up a whole bunch of dudes, say you do Diaz and someone, Hamzat and someone, D-Rod and someone, you're still going to end up with a guy that weighed 180 and a guy that weighed 171 and a guy that weighed 178. It's all the same.
Someone's going to lose.
Somebody's going to have to fight somebody heavy or not fight at all if you mix it up.
How does Nate Diaz always find himself in these situations where he has the UFC by the balls?
That's a great
I know, right?
He stepped in on 9 days' notice to fight Conor McGregor.
Indeed.
He got that fight because he beat Michael Johnson. And remember, he's like,
Yeah.
You're taking
He
what
was
I got,
not even in the conversation
Not
about
even
Conor
anywhere
McGregor
near.
fight.
He made like 40 grand that night or something. And then he goes and fights Conor McGregor for millions, beats him, fights him again for millions. They make up a BMF belt for him. Now he's here, and maybe his swan song, and now he's got all the leverage in the world.
He does every time.
He's going to be the richest guy. He's going to fall backwards into being the richest guy.
What if Tony fought Nate?
Dude, that would be...
With everything that happened with Kevin Holland and
Hamzat, that's what I'm saying.
That's a better card than the one they put together.
I know.
Sometimes injuries happen and they get the replacement fighters better than the original.
But here's the problem with that, right? Even if you did that, say you do Nate and Tony, which would be fun. You did Hamzat and Holland, which would be fun. Still leaves Lee and D-Rod, but both still over, D-Rod still weighed 180 and Lee weighed 171. You're still in the same exact situation.
Man, listen, Lee don't want to fight. He just wanted to wear that suit. That's all he wanted to do. That suit on his ass.
I want him to wear that suit. I felt that was hard.
He looked good.
He did look good. Remember he was about to walk out and they were like, nah, come on back.
They got the hook out.
I think if they get left out, the UFC will make it worth their while. Right?
Well, what
of course.
D-Rod fought Li Jingling? Why not?
What if I fought Dean on the undercard?
Yeah, let's do that.
Have some fun. Let's go.
I'd pay to see that fight.
I feel like Dean wants to fight Norma Dumont.
No.
A lot of grappling.
All right, so we're gonna know eventually how this how everything shakes out here. This is I mean, we've had some weight misses here on the weigh-in show, but I don't know that we've had
not this many, and not this many catch weights.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We haven't had a
I mean, how many? We had like 4 missed weights. 4 missed weights.
And 3. Now we have 3 catch weights on this card.
I kind of selfishly like days like this because it makes our show more fun. Like we had like 9 bits and gags and games you were gonna do. We're like, no, we have too much.
Me and Bisbing like love stuff like this because our YouTubes go crazy. Like, well, when Charles Oliveira missed weight, it was nuts.
Bad for Saturday.
They're like, yo, money.
Can we start a new drinking game where every time DC mentions his YouTube channel,
it's literally
You're
my
already
most
slurring.
Hey,
You're gonna be
Laura,
unconscious if we play that
It's
game.
literally become my most lucrative job.
I believe you
It's
because
insane.
you bring it up
It's insane,
all
bro.
the time. You bring it up a lot.
What? What do I bring up?
Say it again.
No, tell me. What do I bring up?
Say it.
No, you tell me.
No, you tell me.
You belts and championships.
And then what else?
Titles, your dog, Onyx.
Yeah.
I
by the
have
way,
a YouTube channel as well, by the way.
Oh yeah, you see, you should drop it more.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. Like, I mean, we're here to not make money, but to like say, hey,
Vote yourself.
After we're done, you know.
It's not about the fighters tomorrow. It's about your side hustle.
It has become not a side hustle.
Yeah. Front hustle.
A mainstream hustle. Dean, where's your YouTube channel?
I don't have one.
I mean, what's going on?
I don't know. I didn't know that they was, I didn't know I was getting paid like that. I'd have been had a YouTube channel if I
Come
knew
on,
I
you're
was
the
getting
official
paid.
coach of the UFC.
Right.
And I don't have no YouTube channel.
I know. You need to get this
I need to get a
going.
YouTube channel.
I need to get you on mine. We should team up.
That's what I'm saying.
Just go straight OnlyFans. Why bother?
I know, yeah. I want an OnlyFans page.
Goodness. Can we get this show back on the rail, on the tracks? Because this is crazy.
Hey, who do you think knocked it off the rails to begin with?
Hamzat.
You.
It was Hamzat.
It was.
No, it was Hamzat.
No, it was Hamzat.
Well, you guys were talking about the weight difference. Like, Nate's a career lightweight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're
That's the
starting
problem.
there.
Yes.
Like,
That's the problem.
He's kind of up his, he's a bigger lightweight. He's going to probably stay welterweight for a while, but like kind of up that.
He's
and
not
then
cut much
Hamzat's
to make welterweight.
killing himself to make 170. He normally fights middleweight, and then he misses that weight. Like,
Yeah, dude, it's a
at
big
both
difference.
ends, it's getting stacked.
He's a light heavyweight right now, basically. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but
No,
Yeah, like that's a massive exaggeration. It's still middleweight. What are we talking about here? He weighs 178.
Yeah.
I'd love to fight a 178 pounder at a light heavyweight.
I love hyperbole, okay?
I
love
fought Dan
hyperbole.
Henderson one time at 199, and I was like, you gotta be kidding.
He's half of Chris Barnett.
It's half a Chris Barnett.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Are we done?
Well,
Like,
we're
1.25
waiting. We're waiting to
over
see
the
if we can have some finality to this moment, since there's so many great people and fans watching the stream
Yeah.
right now, to see if we
Wanna
can
do the
give them
best
an
friends?
answer to what's
I think
happening.
we're just spinning our
UFC
wheels,
279.
waiting to find out if the news comes down.
Yeah.
Right. So we're.
DC, can you get us another? Can we get more Modelo's?
Am I bothering you up here?
The fact that
No, I
you
want
did
you
one
to
of all-
I want you to stay with us. I just
Okay.
want another beer because
I'll be back with
I
beers.
want to challenge DC to a.
I'm
So
actually,
drinking it.
guys, like, I mean, it's my baby's birthday today, so
And
I
you're
can't
here
get
with
drunk.
us.
I'm here with you guys. It's my daughter's birthday. She
See
turns
that?
2. Hi, Luna. I love you,
Aw.
sweetie. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Dad misses you. That's my
Oh,
baby.
such a sweet daddy.
Yes, she is.
You here with us
Every
on your
time I
baby
drink,
birthday?
they
She's
show
the
me
cutest.
on
Hi,
camera.
hi, Luna. Daddy misses
Well, that's
you.
because they know that in a matter of moments you're going to be falling out of your chair.
She's going to be drunk and start. And boy, she is crazy when she's drunk. She says some rude stuff.
Anyone else? No.
Laura is a locker room person.
DC, you want to do a little chug off?
No.
He got in trouble. Connor
Remember, Connor said I was drunk.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody
yeah.
attacked me.
All right,
Yeah.
chug it. We'll just sip
Connor
it.
called him out.
Sip it.
Like gentlemen that we are.
Look at his finger. Look at his finger. He's so
Oh,
cool.
bougie. Oh,
Boy, bougie, huh?
Bougie, yeah.
That's so
Feel the fighting
bougie.
spirit go down my throat.
Dude, Modelo in the morning, there's nothing better.
Really?
I used to think Bloody Mary was it. Modelo in the morning.
Hey.
When it's football season, you can start drinking at 9 because that's when the game starts. on the West Coast.
Oh! You see that? You see that, D?
Already,
It's already ready, D.
Already.
D, it's already ready. Look,
me get that
it's
up.
already ready. I mean, it's done. The team is just the team
They
on the
be
ball.
working fast,
They on the ball, right?
So
Yeah,
you were the one
like
putting
1
kick
second,
batter
no, 1 second.
in Hamzat's food.
100%.
You were the one doing it for your clicks.
Garçon.
You made him miss weight for the clicks.
Garçon.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all
Okay.
crazy.
Come on.
What do you want to see, DC?
What do I want to see?
Yeah, what do you want to see?
I want to see the fight I showed up here for.
Right?
I want to see Nate Diaz
But
fight
now?
Hamzat Chimayev. That's what I want to see. I want to see Nate and Hamzat.
You still.
That's what I showed up
But
for.
still,
It's what I want to see.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
asked what I want to see.
I'm gonna burp again.
You asked what I want to see. We came in for a reason,
Yeah,
right?
I want to see that fight. And honestly, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Nate still took it because he wanted to get out of his contract. But Nate also comes from a generation
dudes fighting
where you fight no weight classes, you don't care about that stuff. That's the school that he was brought up in. And I don't, it may not be a big of a deal to him, the weight, as much as we think it is, more so the principle of it.
Exactly.
I think it's the principle.
Want to play the game.
He doesn't want to play the game because I think the weight doesn't, he don't care. He's like, I don't care, I'll fight anybody.
And Nate's also in that rare situation where like wins and losses don't affect his buy rates, doesn't affect his popularity, doesn't affect the matchmaking. Like he can win or lose and no one cares. Like, he's that guy. I wish that was the case for everybody.
We're going to figure me.
And another weigh-in show first, we've drank all the beer.
Really?
Have we really?
Yeah, this is it.
Well, Heli's got 3 of them.
I know, look at him. Drink it.
Heli's like nervous. He doesn't know what's happening. See, a guy like Dan Heli, he loves like things in order, right? Like this, like he writes his script, he writes his everything. Everything's off the rails now. So he's got about 7 pages of script that he's not using.
I don't have scripts.
Oh, whatever you have.
Scripts. I like to go by the rules. I like an outline. When I play golf, I like to keep score. I like it to be the real score. I don't like to cheat. I don't use foot wedges. DC and I are very different in that way.
What's he talking about?
He disrespectful, bro.
Yeah, this is very
I played with Michael Eaves yesterday. He's better than you, so whatever.
Is Eaves better than me?
He's way better than you.
Way?
Way. He's like a +4 handicap.
Oh, well, then, yeah, he is way better.
Yeah, so shut up.
+4?
Can we play one more of those games? We got a whole bunch of games. Like, can we play one game?
How much does this affect Hamzat moving forward? Like, he was the preordained #1 contender at welterweight. We're like, oh, him versus Usman might be the guy to do it. Like, this was just just him killing time before he fought for the title.
This is worst case scenario.
Is it worst case scenario, or does he fight? Does this fight go off and everybody forgets?
Well, here's the beauty. Here's the beauty.
Or like heavyweight and lowers world?
Here's the beauty in it. Like, and it's like sometimes things kind of work out, right? So, again, weighed 178. If Kevin Holland goes, and who is known to fight anyone, goes, I'll fight this dude. Then after the press conference yesterday, it kind of works.
I kind of like that.
It actually kind of works.
It's basically just round 2 of what happened yesterday.
But it would be tremendous. Honestly.
But
if they said Kevin Holland versus Hamzat versus Kevin Holland, we get the payoff. And you also believe at this point in his career, Kevin Holland would present more problems for Hamzat than Nate. You would think so.
Yeah.
And then you say, like Laura said, you go, hey, what about Nate? You and Tony fight each other. But then Nate could, then you put Nate in a position where Nate went from being a +800 underdog to a fight with Tony where Nate's probably the favorite.
He's the favorite in that fight.
Those are 2 better fights than the original.
And you could still have D-Rod fight the Leech. Why
Would
not?
the Leech fight D-Rod that heavy?
If you pay him enough.
So then the Leech would ultimately be the winner because the Leech would get paid more.
Yeah, D-Rod could weigh whatever tomorrow. I mean, there's a precedent for that.
They could put a cap on his weight. Yep. So let me see.
More than whatever. We've done that before.
Bring out the whiteboard. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that happening.
Are we making
Are we making a fight card?
The fight card?
Hamzat versus Holland.
He's building a thumbnail for the next YouTube video on the...
Let's go. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Nate.
So Hamzat right now, by the way, the numbers have changed a little bit, is -950. Nate's +650.
See, that's crazy because honestly, when you miss weight, if the fight goes forward, isn't it like 70% of the time the guy that misses weight wins?
Yeah, they win the vast majority. It should go up.
Yeah, right.
So DC, here we go. Here's DC's fight card.
So this is a hypothetical. He's not breaking news, just FYI.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
I know, right? Yeah.
The internet
is the third matchmaker, right?
This is DC. This is DC's new UFC 279. Here we go.
Okay.
Hamzat versus Holland.
Now, who walks out first?
Listen. Hamzat versus Holland. I messed up. No.
That's the main event?
I'm putting the main event as Nate versus Tony.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm putting Nate versus Tony. I'm putting Nate versus Tony as the main event. 5 rounds.
5 round.
5 round main event. Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. I'm putting Hamzat versus Holland as a 3-round co-main event because Kevin Holland just took this fight very recently. And if Holland had a full-on camp, I would make them go 5 rounds.
I think that makes all the sense in the world.
And then I'm going the Leech versus D-Rod, 3rd fight from the top. And I believe that we have a fight card that still does well on pay-per-view.
I love this so much.
But here's the deal.
I love
But here's the deal.
Tony trained for a 3-rounder.
But here's the deal. But it's Tony Ferguson. He's an OG. He can go 5 rounds if he needs to. But here's the deal. That's another part of Hamzat's punishment. You don't headline the card anymore. You're
could
the
not
co-main
agree
event.
more.
100%.
You're the co-main event now. You don't get to headline the card.
But we still have to figure out if it was a real medical issue, because like if it was a legit medical issue and he had no control over this, then it would be kind of bad to punish him.
Did it look like he had a real medical issue?
But you still got to punish him.
It didn't look like it.
You still got to punish him. You still got to punish him.
Sometimes that medical issue is like, I really am uncomfortable.
Yeah. That medical issue is,
I don't like this.
I don't want to do this.
I have a medical condition called lazy. Yeah. But I mean, and you can find a quack doctor to be like, oh yeah, this, get Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
You know, your heart's racing, you're dizzy, your hearing feels weird. Oh, by the way, that is what cutting weight feels like.
Yeah.
But it's all real. Also a medical.
I've been really hungry the last 2 days. I think something's wrong.
And guys, and if you do Hamzat versus Holland, then Hamzat didn't miss weight. He's still smaller because Kevin weighed in at 180. So now
I would question whether Kevin would take this fight, because
Kevin will take the fight.
Because he's been
going to fight him for free yesterday.
But he's been avoiding wrestlers, it seems to be. He's been trying to get away from that because he's lost to so many of them in a row.
Yeah, I think given the moment though.
If you're Holland and you lose to Hamzat, you lose nothing.
Nothing.
Exactly.
If you beat him, all of a sudden you're on a rocket ship.
Nobody has anything to lose in this matchup other than Hamzat. He's the only one with anything to lose.
Yep. Hamzat's the only one with something to lose. Look at that. Look at that white.
He should have lost some weight. I'm sorry. That was bad. Bad timing. That was bad timing.
Let me see. What's this says?
This card went nuts.
My thing said Daniel Cormier thinks he's a matchmaker. That was what my under thing said. Can you believe these guys disrespect me like that in the truck?
Why you get so
It's everywhere, D.
Man? Why
at that.
Is this? Why they
you? They do it everywhere, man. These people disrespect for the UFC, man. But watch. Look at that. Tell me you don't press the buy button on that.
Screenshot that and send it to Hunter and Sean and Mick.
I'm definitely
Smart. Here, hold over here.
I really hope the UFC uses that the official poster tomorrow. That's up on the marquee and all the graphics.
Yeah. There's just like a little arrow.
Out of order, just switcheroo.
We met this one on
There's
top.
There's a picture of DC like this.
I was about to say, DC's got to be in it.
He has to be holding it.
With the belt on.
With his YouTube URL underneath. That's the official poster of UFC 279.
DC, can you hold it up and smile for us after you send that?
Someone take this away.
Well, I'm just sending it I just sent it to the matchmakers and Dana, and I said you're welcome.
Drink it faster. That's the key.
Well, they may have this on right now. You never know. All right, DC, hold it up one more time.
One more time.
Hold it up to see if we can. Okay. Hold it up here. All right. Ceremonial weigh-ins coming up this afternoon, and it's going to be far more interesting than normal. Still waiting to find out how things shake out with this UFC 279 card, because likely things could be changing after Hamzat Chimayev and several others missed weight. For Lorasenko, R.J. Clifford, Dean Thomas, the double champ Daniel Cormier, I'm Dan Hellie. Thank you, everybody, for watching all over the world. What a fun show it was today. Saturday night, UFC 279 from Vegas. This is the UFC weigh-in show presented by Modelo. Thanks for rolling with us again, everybody.